界バトル叩きつけて傷ついたっていいんじゃない時は満ちた熱いデュエルのゴングが響く運命のカードが光る幕は落ちた胸の鼓動が激しく高ぶる選ばれし者よさあ立ち上がれ僕らの未来へ夢を解き放て一か八かのカウンタータイムリミットまで諦めないさそうさ怖さ知らずさ世界中がこの時代がさお前とライド
The multi-dimensional portal is open. Konnichiwa, ohayo gozaimasu. It's your favorite superstar, the multi-dimensional Tajigin Khaiden, a sentient star cluster in virtual idol form, and also, in that form, now part of AI constellations. Great to see you all! So, there's a big milestone in the stream we're doing today as a member of AI Constellations. Hey, Khalil! Glad you could make it to the stream there. So yes, Khalil also a staff member there at AI Constellations. So, glad to have you here. Thank you for making it to the stream. Hope your, but yeah, everybody, hope your Thursday/Friday is going well. Apparently, it's already Saturday for some people, which, okay. You know, we really go beyond time and space here. But yes, the first thing I got to announce, Minna, well, it's already been announced elsewhere, but I get to announce it live and you get to hear my voice saying it this time. I'm a member of a new VTuber group, VTuber/V-Singer group called AI Constellations, with AI standing for Alternate Idol. This is a group mostly focused on V-Singer activities, but do expect other kinds of things such as live collabs, which partly we're gonna have, and I say partly because I'm not gonna stream my point of view, we're gonna have this Saturday with one of the members, Rogue, and possibly other members. I actually don't know who else is gonna be in the collab. It's many other VTubers, also not part of the AIC, AI Constellations group. Sometimes I'm going to be referring to it as AIC, sometimes as AI Constellations, but yes, I'm very excited in this new chapter of this Tajigan traveling journey. And I hope you will be there with me, Tajigan travelers. As I said, my activities will not change to how they've been so far, rather these will be new things on top of them. So, before we jump into Master Duel, I did want to talk a little bit more about this. Probably should open up the Twitter announcement for this. I'd like to show you the member list. And this, if I'm able to do this, I'm gonna make this figure into tomorrow's Chroma Squad stream. And I'll get to that in a moment, but let me see. In Twitter, at AI_idol project, by the way, you can see everything about that. Oh, and also, we opened with a nice Genkai battle cover that I did before. I did it on March 1st. Well, before March 1st, but it was like released on March 1st, that's what I meant to say. It was meant to be the first day of Singing March, but then I just didn't do the rest of Singing March, I just couldn't do it. But I'm glad I did that one, because that is an ending theme to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the first ending theme to that series, actually. And so it fits for what we're doing today on the stream, because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, right? Let's see then. So yes, before we jump into the game, today we're going to be doing the new Attribute 4 Elemental Tournament. Well, they've done one like this before, but I didn't participate in it. The newer version of it now, so I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know how that's going to be, how that's going to treat me, but we'll see. I'm probably just gonna use the rental decks. I don't think I have any deck that will be good enough for that. Give me a second here as I'm opening my browser for this. Over here, okay. So, the cast of AI Constellations, please welcome our first wave of group members. First, Asila Seren. Seren Asila, you might say. A is the Mad Hatter, my fellow tea lover. I watched his stream yesterday, and as the Mad Hatter name suggests, he loves tea. So even more of a precious genmate. Not that I have favoritism though. Taisetsu no nakama. Am I saying it right? Taisetsu no nakama. Taisetsu no nakama touch. Well, anyway, your favorite superstar, Tajigin Khaiden. Hi, Khaiden Tajigin. Then I still need to get the pronunciation a bit right. Kei's Ki, I believe, or Kei's Kai. But well, we'll get that clarified. Kumo Kumo Nena. Felicita Rika. Hisoka da yo. Rogue Red will be hosting the Craft Game collab this Saturday. And Pai Tryhard, also known as Tiny. Probably will be switching between the Tiny and Pai name here and there. But yeah. So that is the cast of AI Constellations right there. We are 9 members. It is pretty much like an idol unit in that sense. That's the reason why 9 members were chosen, as far as I know. And well, I can't help but make like references to like the Fellowship of the Ring because they were 9 members, and also Uchu Sentai Kyuranger because Super Sentai that, at least initially, is 9 members, and it's themed after space. So yeah, look forward to activities that we're gonna be doing, cover releases, collabs, and maybe more things in there. We are already cooking things. So yeah, let's continue talking about that during the stream as we do things in Master Duel. And I may figure into the stream tomorrow because tomorrow we're gonna be streaming in the first half of the day, that is, Chroma Squad, which is a Super Sentai management game, tactical RPG. So basically you do a TV series, but there's also like a lot of tactical RPG elements to it. I actually don't know the full extent of how it goes, but it all sounds absolutely fantastic, and I'm so glad I'm finally streaming that. I got it a while ago. It's been sitting in my Steam library for quite a while now, so it's about time I got to it. But why am I not able to center myself? I always have issues centering myself here. Can't help but think like my neck is always leaning towards like the right here. It freaks the hell out of me. Yeah, no, it's just the tracking of my VTuber software that's doing it wrong. I'm not really leaning towards the right this much. It's so freaking weird. When I go live 2D, I think this is not gonna be that much of an issue. I heard there's been issues with VTube Studio actually. Some people had issues like yesterday or today, I think. So yeah, sometimes the software is just goofy, yeah. But it's goofy all the time with this, Kalel. Like, it's been doing this a while. And I did notice in other ways that I have been like craning my neck to the right here when I'm sitting in front of my PC, which is probably not good. No, it's not probably. It is not good. It has to do with the way I have my monitor set up. There are monitors of very, very different sizes. My right monitor, for example, is a humongous TV screen. To put a long story short, I am grateful though that I'm able to have 3 monitors. Very useful. And if I ever need, well, if applicable, if I ever need another one, I can use my phone, depending on what it is I'm doing. Like, I could have the stream chat on my phone, but it's not necessary though, because I have it right there on my streaming software as well. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, tomorrow on Chrome Squad, I don't know if they would allow me to have like 9 rangers on a team, but if it's possible, I would like to name them somehow after AI Constellations members. So yeah, I would probably be the Violet Ranger, or the Purple Ranger if you will, but I don't know what colors would be assigned to everybody. I don't think we exactly have like all a different color. There are some colors that are shared. I kind of tried to do a list of the colors earlier today, and I saw that some of them maybe taking a few liberties to make sure that everybody's a different color, right? For example, I made myself be Violet. We can maybe talk about this more tomorrow, but for Seren, I went for either blue or pink, but blue is really the main color here. The thing is, somebody else is also blue. Ace, I made him be red, but then I realized silver or black might be better because somebody else is gonna be red. Case, I made white. I'm not really sure about this one. Nena, I made sky blue or teal or cyan or what have you. Light blue, whatever you want to call it. I call it teal, though it's not quite the same. I'd rather not call it something blue so that it's a completely different word and have it be like, it's a shade of blue, yes, but also its own color. Rika I put as blue as well, and that's where the difficulties start. Yellow would be an alternate color, but it's not really accurate. Saren gave me the hex code for her image color, hold on. Okay. It doesn't really figure into hex codes for the video game though. For what we're doing, yeah. But for like a video game with like limitations in it, with Sentai Rangers and such, there may not be like something like that. There may be, for all I know. Kind of strikes me as the game in which you can choose like a specific hex code for things. But yeah. Hisoka, I wasn't sure, I think it was orange, but I might be wrong about this. Rogue, the color is red because it's right there in her name, is Rogue Red. And then for Tiny/Pie, I went for either green or yellow, I wasn't sure. But the point is that I'm not sure about the colors completely. And they don't need to match the colors of Q-Ranger or any existing Sentai. I mean, there are a few Sentai that have 9 or more Rangers anyway. Q-Ranger is like the most notable of them all. Because while there are some Sentai here and there, for example Kyoryuger, that have like more than like 6 members, which is rare, most of the time it's really just a core team of like 5 or 6. Like the 7th Ranger and beyond is not really common to see. Oh my gosh, what is going on with my centering? Why do I keep leaning to the right? There we go. Like I feel like I got to over-lean towards the left so it doesn't look like I'm leaning towards the right. Eventually, as soon as possible for me, I'll be changing the setup of my battle station, of my workstation, to make sure that I'm able to be a bit more centered in what I'm doing. But alright. With that being said, shall we jump into Master Duel at last? And we have so many things to talk about for sure, but yeah, we can go for that. First, Khaiden AI stream, let's go, bye! Let's go, glad to have you here on the stream. The user welcome or iPhone tracking? I know with iFacial mocap it sometimes makes my model do that, but it's because I am a shrimp at my core. Yeah. It's not anything like that, it's webcam tracking. iPhone would probably be more accurate. Though right now, in the way I have things set up, I don't have any space for my iPhone, which would be centered. It wouldn't be centered, so I'll probably not be quite right. But Kal-El, bye. You AI Constellation Superstars, thank you for that follow. Now you are official maniacs too. But yeah, the Attribute 4 event is now underway in Master Duel. So, dueling the event to gather medals, blah blah blah. Not gonna read the whole thing. The Moai Interceptor Cannon Mate looks like a lot of fun. I love the way you say superstars and maniacs. I know, right, Pike? No, it's the whole part of the brand. We are all traveling superstars and maniacs across dimensions. That's what the channel is all about. Actually, something I needed to set up here on this screen. I forgot to set some things up. So, okay, let me open the document for like the win-loss stream record. These are not the duels so far, obviously, we just got started. Let's reset that, alright? And also, where was my rotating feed on top? So one of you will appear now. Who was the latest follower? Pi. Pi is also known as Tiny, FYI, for everybody else. But I'm probably gonna be using the on-screen name so that everybody can be in the loop. That's how I prefer to do it, but if you prefer to be called Tiny, let me know. Where the blazes were we? Where the blazes was that thing? I have a lot of sources in my streaming software. There we are. On top over there. The latest subscriber, the latest cheer, and the latest follower. Peeps can call me whatever? Alright, alright. Probably will be calling you Pi on stream, or at least here on Twitch, based on your username here. Just so that everybody can be in the loop when it comes to what I'm reading on the screen. That's the way I prefer it. Oh yeah, some new accessories got added. I think one of them is based on like the elemental monsters, the charmers. And yeah, so we have a lot of gems to earn in the Attribute 4 tournament. This is what I'm really here for. No, I'm actually here to have fun, but it will really depend on what kinds of decks are in the event. Ultimately, with Master Duel, because there's a lack of variety of game modes to play, I like it when there's events going on, and I prefer to play in the events. Because when you play ranked over and over, that's where the rewards are. It's nice because of that, but then it's also ranked. So people are gonna be going for the top meta decks. You can't blame them for doing that, but at the same time, it's the only bloody game mode where I can get rewards and you know, feel like I'm getting the most bang for my buck, if you will. So I play that the most, but then it gets really stale to see the same archetypes over and over. Or rather, the same kinds of decks over and over. Especially because I don't have really like very high meta decks or anything like that. I am very casual with Yu-Gi-Oh! But still. I'm not gonna be using any of my usual decks though for the Attribute 4 event. We're gonna be taking a look at the loners. I have no idea which of the loners I'm gonna choose. Maybe we can make a poll and you can choose for me. I think one of them is based on the Spirit Charmers though. This is called Attribute 4, so it's fire, water, wind, and earth. Not light and darkness in this case. Because there's also light and dark charmers now. Initially there weren't, they only had these 4 charmers that you see here. But yeah, later they changed that. This is not available for a limited time, right? Okay, I can take my time before I buy that. I might buy this gigantic sprite protector if I ever make a sprite deck. Might be good. My bro plays this. What is up with the shoulder lasers dragon belly button robot? You're gonna have to be more specific. Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. It's one of the Boreal and or Boreal low dragons, I think. Let me see. Bye. You tell me if it's any one of these because there's several. There's Boreal Furious Dragon. This is one of the more popular ones. Boreal Savage Dragon. Boreal Dragon. Boreal and Dragon. I need to maybe craft this one. Is this one of those that you were talking about? It's probably one of these. Boreal Sword Dragon. So many powerful cards in here. Boreal Code Dragon. I might craft them eventually. I think so, yeah. Yeah, they're just very powerful cards that are very good across multiple decks. Actually, in this Spiral deck, I have a Boreal Dragon, and I actually crafted that using some of my precious UR materials for that. I only have 37 left. But the Duel Pass might help me earn more. It's a really good time to be playing Master Duel, not just because of the gems I might be earning from the Attribute 4 event, because even if I'm losing right now, there's all the other missions that give you gems, which is the in-game microcurrency, basically. And there's also the Duel Pass. There's 66 days left. We're in the Duel Pass season, right? A new Duel Pass season. For them, a season is a month, basically. Every month is a new season, but to me, an actual season in here is the Duel Pass, which is about 2.5 months or 3 months, an actual season, right? You go for other games like Apex, Fortnite, Smite, maybe. Seasons actually last longer than a month, and that's the way I prefer it. Fall Guys, God knows when they're gonna have the next season. When they do, though, I'm so gonna play that. Hey, if anybody in AI Constellations plays Fall Guys, yeah, we should make a collab on that. I know already some things are cooking based on some games I'm not playing, but I'm more than happy to pick up those games and start playing them. I mean, Crab Game, I've never played it. I've been wanting to play it for a long time anyway, but I'll be playing it for the first time this Saturday. But I'm more than happy to play those games for the first time for the sake of the collabs and all that. I mean, I'm gonna have fun with them one way or another. But that fun is gonna be amplified like 100-fold at the very least by collabing with AIC members, with the Genmates. Attribute 4 is held. Nip cannons though, I can't get over how it looks, I love it. There's a lot of monsters that are like that. Nipple cannons, breast cannons. You know, there's such a thing as a breast cannon. There's like mecha anime that have that. Mazinger Z and also Tokusatsu. Mazinger Z from the late Aniki, that, you know, the opening is sung by the late Aniki Ichiro Mizuki, and it's associated with him a lot. Mazinger Zetto. The mecha, the eponymous Mazinger Z has this move called Breast Fire. And it's this, like, I think it's this cannon on his chest that just shoots a big fire out, and it's called Breast Fire. Breast of Fire. Tobasete ke rocket punch. Ima da, dasu da, Breast of Fire. There, right? Machine gun Z. You know, Ichiro Mizuki, who passed away recently, like at the end of that last year. Absolute legend, the late Aniki. He made the whole set thing be part of his identity, be part of who he is. And that's why it's associated with him so much. But here we have the 3 decks for Attribute 4. 3 for 4, you could say. A new spring is here. And well, the other 2. Why don't we take a look at them one by one? Oh yes, I think this is the Verno Self stuff. They also introduced some accessories for that. I see Dino Wrestler Pranketops, very nice. 2 Raigekis, 2 Call by the Graves, 3 Pots of Extravagance, okay. Mostly you may not use the extra deck that much. I see 3 Nightmare Cerberus, 3 Osa the Earth Charmer, as there should be, good. 3 Blackluster Soldiers, Soldier of Chaos, cool. Alright, so let's see. Many Verno Sylph monsters activate effects from the hand, and in conjunction with their individual effect resolutions, they're able to special summon Earth monsters from your graveyard. So this is mostly Earth-based, I think. Utilize these effects and aim to create a lineup of 5 or more Earth monsters on your field. Then you can use the effect of Verno Sylph in Full Bloom to increase the attack of all monsters on your field, or the effect of Vera the Verno Sylph Goddess to negate monster effects activated by your opponents at the time of their resolution. Okay. You know what I just did right there? I read the whole thing out loud and didn't actually pay attention to what I was reading. I was more focused on reading it out loud, so let me let me read it again. Okay, effects from the hand, so potentially some hand traps in here. Line up of 5 or more Earth monsters on your field. The effect results in Full Bloom to increase the attack. Vera the Verno Sylph Goddess. Verno Sylph? I think Verno Sylph sounds better. Verno Sylph. That's kind of weird to say it like that, but yeah. That may be the more accurate way to put it. Not sure though. So this is Verno Sylph Earth, basically. The March of the Vanguards of Destruction. So yeah, Ichiro Mizuki also makes me think of Jam Project. And the song that we used at the beginning of the stream, Genkai Battle, is from Jam Project for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And they also did a song, well, actually several songs for another card-based anime, which is Vanguard. Believe in My Existence, the one that's just called Vanguard, and I think one called Limit Break. 3 openings or so, I think, and maybe some more songs that I don't know about. I need to listen to more Jam Project, and if it's ever possible, I would love it if we cover that with AI constellations. But not gonna happen for now, though. Not gonna happen for now. Without saying too many spoilers. Oh, I thought I had like 4 of the same card. They kind of look the same. These 2 cards, and I was like, 4 of the same card? That's not possible in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's against the rules, isn't it? Screw the rules, I have money. But let's see, many Infernoid monsters require other Infernoid monsters to be banished, while the sum of levels/ranks of all effect monsters on your field is less than 8 to be special summoned. Utilize Void, Spell, and Trap cards, and aim to special summon Infernoid monsters. It's very clear this is a fire-based deck. Super clear. When the sum of levels/ranks of all effect monsters on your field is over 9, utilize your Link monsters. Since Link monsters do not have levels/ranks, they will be useful in preparing the conditions to special summon Infernoid monsters. Yeah, another archetype I haven't done much with, if anything. Not really familiar with them. And for that matter, I probably haven't faced enough opponents with them. Lava Golem is in this deck. Useful card. Very useful. Okay. What I used to do with these things when we had these events before is to read all the cards one by one, at least the ones I don't know. But I'm not gonna do it this time. I'm just gonna try to figure it out as I duel. Just getting a general idea of how it works. Probably should have done it before the stream, but I just didn't have the time. Too busy with other things. Let's see. Yeah, pro gamer move, bye. Let's go, just jumping into it. True gamer moment. This is multiple elements, so let's see. Awakening of the Possessed monsters can special summon from the hand or deck by sending a monster with the attribute that corresponds with the spellcaster type monster on your field. If you are successful in special summoning in this way, you will be able to activate a special effect. Aim for a special summon when the situation calls for it. After that, use them as link material to link summon Charmer Link monsters. With the other effect of the Awakening of the Possessed monster, you will be able to call forth powerful support cards into your hand, such as Possessed Partnerships and Unpossessed. Yeah, and they can also summon from the opponent's graveyard, depending on which one of those Possessed or Charmer monsters you're using. Wind Charmer, Verdant. So yeah, this is multiple elements. The 4 out of the 6 elements. So light and darkness are not in here. But yeah, for example, Flip. Target one wind monster your opponent controls. Take control of that targeted while this card is face up on the field. You can also control those kinds of monsters, as I said. Micro, thank you for looking out for me as you always do. Micro, another fellow V singer. Also check her out. And also, like I am, multidimensional in the sense that she's in multiple platforms. You'll find streams on YouTube and Twitch. And then some. Lots of covers, oh my god. Mikro, you absolute maniac, producing so many covers with such great frequency. You are my role model in that sense. And such a fantastic RG again that you did the other day. Thanks so much again for that. But yeah, water is important. I don't think I quite did the posture check. There we go. Sometimes it may look like I actually look more twisted after the posture check, but you know, VTubing software can be funky like that. Oh yeah, bye, definitely. Let's see, so I'm going to choose this one. We're not gonna let it be a vote. It's a dictatorship, there's no vote. No, just kidding. No, I'm gonna choose this one because this is the one I'm most familiar with. Now, a 90-second ad break is incoming, so I'm gonna take that opportunity to kind of get myself familiarized / re-familiarized with the effects. Yeah, how I go about this deck potentially may be based on what the opponents are using. Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. Look at that name, Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. Yeah, I think that was Marmot of Nefariousness. There was like a card like that, and it seems to be an expansion of those cards. I love when we can press buttons to take care of streamers like a Tomogachi. Oh my gosh, we were talking about that the other day, Pai. I'm gonna wait for the ad break to be over, and I'll talk to you a bit more about that. It's Twitch, we gotta work with the system like this. Oh, also, let me drink my tea. Finishing the rest of my Earl Grey here. Actually, I haven't been watching this series, but this is dedicated to Jean-Luc Picard. Because I heard that Star Trek Picard just had its season finale this week. So cheers to that! Tea Earl Grey hot. Very fitting. Oh, there's so many Star Trek series I've yet to watch. I was in the middle of Enterprise, because I was watching it all chronologically. So I started with Enterprise, but well, hasn't quite been working out to watch it. I have so many series I'm juggling. I mentioned it yesterday on Twitter, like I'm even considering watching Power Rangers Dino Fury after the hype that Once and Always left me with, which I didn't think I would hate it, honestly, but I didn't think I would love it either, and I did! For heaven's sake, I did! And it makes me want to watch more! And I think watching all of Dino Fury, I mean, it's 44 episodes, it's quite a lot, all things considered, but we still don't know a release date for Cosmic Fury, and it might be good. There may be enough time to watch it by the time it releases. From what I've seen, it's only like late 2023 with no confirmed release date. Like, in true tokusatsu fashion, they're not telling you the release date until it's very near. They did announce it beforehand a lot, but yeah. Usually with tokusatsu, you don't know much about it until it's coming near. When they announce a movie, it's only like a few months before that. Shin Kamen Rider and stuff like that being a big exception. But yeah, bye. We were talking about it with Mikro the other day. I've been saying this, and this is... Listen to me. This, what you're about to hear from me right now, is the truth of VTubers. We are digital interactable avatars for you to have fun with. Yes, play with us. We are your play toys. To a certain extent, of course, with certain limitations, with certain respect and all that good stuff. But yeah. We are here to entertain you, are we not? Interact with us if the platform allows it. Play with us and be entertained by this magnificence. This is why I love VTubing, you see? And so yeah, you can just like... You watch out for us in Tamagotchi style, because I'm going to forget about it. And a lot of other people as well. I mean, I can also speak for some other people in the sense that, yeah, we forget this because we're so focused on the stream. There's a lot of multitasking involved, looking at the chat, managing the dashboard depending on what's happening. Like, for example, I looked out for the ad break schedule right now. I have to be on the lookout for that if possible. If I'm on a Discord call, I'm checking Discord if I ever mute myself for a moment. The video game I'm playing, if it's a just chatting stream, it's a bit easier, but there's still some multitasking, right? And of course, checking that everything is working. Sometimes if my VTuber software crashes and I freeze, I have to, oh, I'm frozen on the screen, let me restart the software. Something like that. Oh, wait a minute, frames are dropping, is the internet down? Something like that, checking in with those things. So it's very easy to forget to have like maintenance. I told you, I'm a star cluster. It's difficult to manage this human form. I don't know how you people do it. Having to hydrate so much maintenance, exercise, I don't do that, and I should be doing it. Having to eat several times a day, every single day of your life, how the hell do human beings do this? It's insanity. We complain a lot? Yeah. And so do I. Hey, if you're going to complain though, complain while you're doing something to fix the problem. They always say, complaining is not good, you should fix the problem. But hey, I can complain while I'm doing something to fix things, alright? Let me get my catharsis. I'm here to watch people have fun, makes me happy and also support. I love you for that, bye. We'll be supporting each other though. You are a precious genmate. Ore no taisetsu no nakama. Not sure if I'm saying it right. Taisetsu na? Taisetsu no? Sometimes I've heard like taisetsu na. Speaking of taisetsu na nakama, or taisetsu no nakama, A's, now you're officially a maniac. And of course a superstar from AI Constellations. Still don't know how to call you? You mean Kai? Khaiden? If you mean the pronunciation, there you have it right there, Khaiden. You can call me Kai, sure. Kai, Khaiden, even Taji or Tajigen. Most people will go for Kai or Khaiden. Whatever you like, fam. Ace. Let me toast to you, on scene, invisible on the screen from this dimension, but I'm drinking some Earl Grey right now. The last of my Earl Grey tea for today. Since I started like the tea session, so to speak, before the stream, but yeah. I told you I'm a tea maniac and so are you, Ace. It does taste good, yeah. Good old Earl Grey. Alright. So, let's just jump into it. Let's go swim without a life vest, so to speak, because I'm just gonna choose a loner. I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked by like meta decks that are custom made and whatever, but I'm actually curious, out of the decks I have, would any of them be eligible? What are the rule sets here actually? Let me take a look a little bit at the rule sets. Earl Grey, I love it, absolutely. I try to have a different kind of tea every day, but most of the days I have like a simple black tea. Well, simple, depending on how you see it. Most, if not all of the time, it's loose also. This is loose tea. These are not tea bags. Prepared on a teapot that is like about 1 liter. And yes, I drink the entire 1 liter. Not in one go, mind you. Not in one go. I prepared this several hours ago. And the one I'm drinking right now, I put in a thermos. So when I pour it, it's just for myself. 1 whole liter for myself. I pour it in 1 mug. And in 1 thermos, little thermo, that's what you call it, right? The thermical container that keeps it hot or at least warm. But yeah, so this one was poured like an hour or 2 ago, but it's still in a good temperature for that reason. The rest of it I keep drinking like in a mug. And in this beautiful Mickey Mouse mug that I have. I can't show it all obviously on the stream, but it's very nice, very nice. Came with a mug warmer that I haven't used in forever. I lent it to my mom a while ago. My mom in this human form, because she wanted to use it for her candles, which was like a life hack that was so big brain that I didn't even know about it. You know, you use like a mug warmer for candles, and it makes the candle last longer, or at least that's supposedly what it is. So she was using it, but then when I last saw, she was using another one. So it's like, I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it's still working. I don't know. I'd rather use thermos though, because mug warmers, I don't have a space for that right now. And if I can't really monitor it well, it can be like a fire hazard, honestly. Moms of all the life hacks, I swear. And she learned it from a friend though. But still. My heart is melting. We can drink tea together and serve it to others. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you just came in, Ace. Take a look at my main Satsudan screen with the multi-dimensional portal in the background, but as you can see underneath me, tea is always served in here. Ocha daisuki. I'm not sure if I said a correct Japanese sentence there, but daisuki desu. And as you can see, it's Earl Grey today. I do drink other things though. Today I actually did have several hours before an energy drink and a cup of coffee, not at the same time, but yeah. And you know what happened after I took that energy drink and then that cup of coffee some hours later? I was drowsy, so I laid down just to rest a little bit, and I ended up taking like a 30-minute nap. That's what fucking happened today. That's what this farm of mine is like. That's the metabolism I've got. You know why I also did I pee at least? Yeah, I think I did at some point. Yeah, it's all good now. It's all good. Oh yeah, that's like a side effect of drinking a lot of tea, drinking a lot of water. I like to think I hydrate well enough, but again, when you remind me with the redeems and all that, it does help. And yeah, we are gonna get into some duels, by the way. Great chatting though, great chatting. But what was I gonna say? Tea, out of all the caffeinated drinks, well, together with yerba mate, which some people may call a tea, but it's technically not tea. Mate, which I was having like a couple days ago or so, or was it last week? No, yeah, I had mate a couple days ago or so. But they have been the only ones that really hit me well. Energy drinks, they hit me, but then they kinda, the effects wear out quickly. And coffee, sometimes it either doesn't hit me or it even makes me sleepy. Sometimes when it hits me though, it hits me really nicely. But tea is the one that just never fails. Like rarely ever fails, if ever. Energy drinks have horrible crash, yeah. But I take them usually like at the very start of the day to ensure that I stay awake. Depending on what I have to do that day. And this is what I did today. What I try to do when I wake up is this is not foolproof, but it's my sort of way of getting around the animalistic instinct of just going back to bed, which I'm very guilty of and end up sleeping in an unhealthy way. What I do is immediately just have a pre-breakfast, as I call it, or first breakfast, of like granola with yogurt. That's what I have right now. At least sometimes it changes. And then I have a caffeinated drink, which most of the time is an energy drink because it's very immediate to have. And I put it inside a thermos actually that keeps it cold very nicely, a bigger thermos. So that I have it very close to my bedside. Like I don't have to go to another bloody room, open a fridge. I'm not gonna do that. I am an animal in the fucking morning whose only instinct is to go back to the cushiness, marshmallowy, soft feel of bed, the ultimate ecstasy in the universe, at least to my subhuman self in there. So I need to do that hack, and I sort of just lay in like a little pillow blanket fort that I do around me. Without lying down though, I'm sitting on the bed, I'm sipping that drink, and I'm doing stuff on my phone as I'm doing it, browsing Twitter or maybe even playing a game or something. And that's what I did today. Did a little bit of that. And that helped me wake up. As I'm just getting some dopamine and also a digital screen on me, the energy drink is able to kick in, and I'm able to have a little bit of the cushiness around me, but without completely lying down, which runs the risk of just going back to sleep. Because I've done it. I've woken up, I've taken a whole energy drink, a whole can of it, and then I lie down thinking that I'm not gonna go back to sleep, surely, and I end up sleeping for several freaking hours after that. That's the metabolism I have. But yeah, a little bit of a glimpse into my daily life. Tea is the best, yes, I can start my day without it. I actually don't have it at the start of the day all the time. I kind of save it for later. I guess I have that sort of United Kingdom / English sort of influence in the sense that I mostly have it in the afternoons, like around 3 or 4 p.m. But it can be at any time of the day. It's just that I do have limitations though, despite everything I've said. I don't just consume caffeine without limits. There's limits in terms of time and in terms of the amount of milligrams I have, or liters. And for example, this tea is the last caffeine I'm gonna take for today. So there's that. So I always calculate it. It's always with that. Case, also, do me a favor and please tell me which one is the right pronunciation. Number 1, Case Key. Number 2, Key Sky. Because I know you said it on the Discord server, and I read it, but then I also heard Ace yesterday saying another pronunciation, and Case Key. Okay. So it is Case. Now, a bad pronunciation might slip out sometimes, but I'll try my best to remember that. But there you are, you're an official maniac now, you AI Constellations fellow superstar. Glad you could make it to the stream. Shall we actually have a duel now? Let's have a duel while we talk about this. Especially, we can talk a lot during duels because a lot of the time it's just waiting for the opponents to do their thing on their turn. Or sometimes even on my bloody turn. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh can be, like, it's your turn, but you're barely doing a thing, and the opponent is mostly just chaining a bunch of stuff. Good old duel monsters. I have a love-hate relationship with this, but here I am still playing it. Alright. Shall we start with this? I'm gonna try not to be too slow in playing. I might be a bit slow because of this. Let's see. Okay, let's just activate the field spell. You can reveal one and you do one monster with the same attribute, but... Okay, you can reveal one spellcaster monster from your hand. Obviously, I don't have one because... Or I'm not able to use the effect for whatever reason, but okay. Zoroa, the Majestus of Flame, is a tuner. Do I have synchro monsters? Yes, I do. Okay, I can special summon that Inari Fire. I want the bunny with goggles. Oh yeah, it's a really cute one. I think it's called Rescue Rabbit. Let's special summon this bad boy here. I kinda don't know what the blazes I'm doing. I've never used this deck before, but let's see. I can special summon from the deck? Ah, okay. I think I might be able to synchro summon here. I really should have read the card effects though. Okay, let's synchro summon this bad boy. Seems like a powerful monster. You still have Yu-Gi-Oh cards in your bag. Nice. Key is fine. Okay. Might be switching a lot between the two. But if you prefer one or the other, let me know. Even a special animation, that's definitely a powerful monster. And I'll equip the monster from the extra deck. Let's see. Okay. And it has an effect when it's equipped like this. And then we can have Infinite Impermanence, Pan Endo. Yush. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit. You're gonna slowly stalk all your genmates? So am I, bye, so am I. Actually, I'm already doing that. They don't have to be online for me to stalk them. Yeah. Also, let me ask you, have y'all decided on like a signature color for yourself or so? Because it may weigh into the YouTube stream I'm doing tomorrow because it's a Super Sentai theme video game I'm playing and I have a little plan for it tomorrow. You're red, Ace? We have like 2 other red members. Okay, never mind, this isn't gonna work. I don't know. I probably should have negated that with Infinite Impermanence. Oh well. My favorite color is orange. Okay. See, the game we're playing tomorrow is based on the Super Sentai series. If you don't know Super Sentai, that's basically the original material that Power Rangers is based on. And hopefully that tells you enough. And if you don't know Power Rangers or Sentai, well, they are a team-based series, mostly aimed at children, but it can definitely be for all ages, in which every team member is color-coded. They transform into a full-body armor, they have a giant robot that they assemble with multiple mecha that they summon, and they fight all sorts of monsters in all sorts of wacky ways. Let's try to use Infinite Impermanence here for Baguska. Bloody Baguska. I think they might be... Yeah, I think they have an original deck, but I'm not sure. They have trap tricks, they have a bunch of things, I don't know. You love Super Sentai Pi? Let's fucking go! You're even more welcome in my space now. Who also has red Ace? Well, Rogue. Her name is literally Rogue Red, and look at her. You look at her and she's everything red based. And I think, who else had it? Potentially, I don't remember. There was somebody else, but yeah. For the idol group itself, for like idol outfits, for idol graphics, whatever other production we're gonna do like that. Oh, that effect is very powerful. I didn't even know what I was activating there. I'm trying to pay attention though. For that stuff in itself, I think it's fine if we repeat colors, honestly. We don't have to literally be all a different color. Although if we have a different hex code, that does help. But if we want to do like a Chroma Squad Super Sentai team, that's the game I'm gonna play tomorrow on YouTube. 2 streams tomorrow, by the way, Minna. Would be great if you could make it to them. But whatever you can make it to. So first half of the day, well, depending on the time zone, is on YouTube, Chroma Squad, and then the second half, Final Fantasy Friday 14. But let's all be FCC 783. What is that? Case you're white. Okay, I got your color right if that's the case. Light orange, because that's the only hex code I know. That may work, that may work. And now let's try to do battle. Direct to attack! It went through, very nice. I thought they would activate a trap for sure, because they have some trap tricks things in there. And I think we saw what cards they set down. Network Trap Hole. When your opponent special summons a monster from its main deck or graveyard, banish it face down. So yeah. If I do another special summon, they're just gonna do it. Unless it's from my hand. Or actually no, if it's from the extra deck it doesn't apply either. But then I don't know what else they have, so yeah. I'm free tomorrow all day so I can watch while I record stuff. Nice, nice. I love that you're also working on things while you're watching. Depending on what I do, I'm not able to do it all the time. Well, it may depend. I always try to lurk in some way or another, but for example, if I'm recording vocals, if I'm editing a video, if I'm doing sound mixing, anything of the sort, I do have to listen, right? So I can't really listen to somebody stream while I'm doing that. But I try for sure, I try for sure. If I'm working on graphics, like I do a thumbnail, or the graphics I've been doing for the 39 Kamen Rider Challenge, which by the way is still ongoing, today's day 18, we're barely halfway through. Barely halfway through. Today is Ryuki Day. But yeah, I can do those things for sure. So yeah. You need to find yours, Ace? Yeah. But yeah, we might... for all I know, it might not even be possible to... okay, I can't special summon this monster, right? It would be a tribute summon, which is not a good idea. Well, this might come back to bite me in the ass, but I had to try attacking this one here. Okay, we can destroy it, just directly. That's the attack though, there was no damage. Maybe I should not have activated that, so we could deal damage. But oh well. Too late now. Too late. These are powerful effects though. Being able to protect myself from an attack like this, and negating the first effect with this field spell. It's so powerful. Grand Spiritual Art Ichirin. So good. And I think they surrendered. Did their connection fail? Okay. Even though it says opponent surrender, sometimes I think the connection does fail. I'm going to go ahead and count it as a win though. I think I was enough on the winning side there, so... yeah, one way or another though, we're starting off strong with a win right there. And if we win, of course, we get more rewards faster. I think it's already some gem rewards here. Nice. These are 200 gems. And some gems from elsewhere. I'm not gonna exit all the time to take a look at the missions, but take a look at the ones we have right now. I may already have like 1,000 gems stacked up. Oh yeah, regular daily missions. Then also event exclusive missions. Let's go. Let's go. Give me the goods. 160 gems. That's so good. That's so good. But yeah, I don't know if Chroma Squad tomorrow will actually allow me to have like a team of 9 rangers. Like Q-Ranger. 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 And seriously, AI Constellations and Q-Ranger are like 2 sides of the same coin. A team composed of 9 members teamed after space. It writes itself, you see? It writes itself. But let's see how this duel goes. Obviously, they have a custom deck if they're using a custom field like that. So we'll see how this event goes. Oh yeah, I was going to check my decks to see if there's any that I can use, right? Okay, I can special summon from the deck. 1500 defense, but it's gonna be face down. I don't know if I can flip it. They might negate that effect for all I know. Infinite Impermanence, effect Wheeler. Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom! There's the bloody hand trap. So nothing to be done with this. I should activate the field spell, I think. And then let's have Infinite Impermanence right here. Possess partnerships from your hand and graveyard. Okay. Can't really apply this trap card, but let's set it anyway. I'm learning some way or another, right? Remind me to take a look at my decks to see if any of them are even remotely usable outside of this. I need to see the ban list for them. Terraforming, they're gonna get a field spell of their own. Let me finish the rest of my tea right here. This is dedicated to Ace once again, dedicated to Jean-Luc Picard, and dedicated to alternate idol constellations. Haha. It's an invisible toast, you see? And I haven't seen this card in a while. Gene Warp to Warwolf. Those like normal monsters that they introduced after like a lot of changes that happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! In which most of the monsters now were effect monsters. So they said, fuck it, you know what? We're gonna have a 4-star normal monster with 2000 attack. And no effect, like there's no caveat to it. It's just 2000 attack. This and a dragon monster they introduced was like that. You found your hex, nice. Had to jump to the old messages, that's fine. You got this, doesn't look like it, but thank you for the support. Okay. I can special summon it from the graveyard to defend myself a little bit here. Face down, yeah. Gonna have to be face down defense. I don't get to activate the effect. Or actually, no, it activates if it flips face up. Might be able to use it? We'll see. This is an interesting deck they have here. These normal monsters that they have. Phantasm Spiral Dragon, look at that. A ferocious serpent that was being hunted by Atlanteans. Battle weary and ragged, they came up on an ancient light and gained new strength for its battle. With increased power, it launched an invasion of enemy territory with a renewed assault. I like reading that flavor text because flavor text is so rare nowadays in it's so rare nowadays in Yu-Gi-Oh! But there's always lore behind the cards despite the fact that you don't see flavor text. That's the thing. Okay, hopefully I can take control of this bad boy here. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if the effect of Area the Water Charmer goes through, I can take control of Phantasm Spiral Dragon right here. Because it's a water monster. Misu no Chikara. You know, speaking of doing things that are very, like, color-based and all that, hope to one day be able to create some way or another, maybe in a tabletop, maybe even like in a novel or something, a setting that I've had in mind for a while, in which there's like over a dozen different elements, but each of those elements has like a different color assigned to it, and you always have wizards for all of them. I don't know, it comes kind of from like Lord of the Rings, in which you have the white wizard Gandalf, before him he was Saruman, also he was Gandalf the Grey, Radagast the Brown, the blue wizards that we never actually see, but you don't actually have them for every color, right? Or stuff like the green dragon. What happened to the other colors? The red dragon, the purple dragon. Do they exist by any chance? I don't know. And I would love to have a setting in which you just have a wizard for every single color somehow, if that makes any sense. Okay, might be able to do a tribute summon. Ooh, Gigabyte! Hey. If you control a spell, you can special on this kind of spell, something. Okay. I am actually gonna flip this one face up. The effect is not gonna activate, but they might activate something in return. Okay. I have no idea what they did. If your opponent activates a card or effect and you control no tokens, you can special summon one Phantasm Spiral token. So I guess the effect did activate in that way. Let's have Gigabyte, and I can use Area the Water Charmer, and I'll be able to get that one back from the graveyard, I think. Let's see if this goes through. Are they gonna be co-linked, actually? I don't know. No, they're not. Almost, but no. So let's special summon this one. Let's hope it's of good use to me. And I still haven't activated Infinite Impermanence. Maybe I should have done that before. But alright. And then... yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go for that monster. The special summon it, I pretty much have to sacrifice these monsters. Not tribute summon them, but you know, I gotta use them as cost to summon it. I might lose my area the water charmer next turn. Let's end the turn with this. I need to keep in mind Infinite Impermanence to negate effects of monsters. Khaiden, we'll see you later. Going to go out. Nice of you to stop by, Case. Have a good time, whatever it is you're gonna do going out, alright? I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, Otsukai-sama. We can say that. Otsukai-sama this. But we'll definitely be seeing everybody around. See, if they had activated this... Oh, okay. They just destroyed Infinite Impermanence. Never mind. That's okay. That's okay. If they had activated it here, I might have been able to just negate it, but not really, because I need to also target an effect monster of theirs, which they don't have. They don't have an effect monster on their field. So yeah. Otherwise, it would negate all spell and trap effects on the column. So there's that right there. There goes my field card. Super, super important field card, but nothing to be done about it. Harpy's Feather Duster. They're just gonna activate a lot of effects, but look at those normal monsters. This is fun, you see? It's fun because I don't usually see these decks. That's the fun thing about the event. I may still lose this duel, but I'm having fun because I'm facing a different kind of deck. And I'm still getting rewards. As long as I don't surrender, I'll get rewards for this. A legendary monster that dwells secretly in the mountains, fighting with the Harpies over hunting grounds. Aha! A single wing beat is said to cause the fiercest of storms. Phantom Griffin. Alright, let me also drink some water here. I do remember to hydrate sometimes. Despite how fun it is for despite how nice it is for both you and for me, when you redeem something like the hydrate, it is best if I remember. Especially when I'm streaming on YouTube, because there's no such thing as a redeem there on YouTube. Alright, let's see. Let's try to activate that effect of area. This is the only water monster I have, so there you go. Not gonna be able to special summon Gigobite. But yeah. I think this is the end of the duel here though, which is perfectly fine, perfectly fine. There's about like 20 seconds left on the ad break. I'll catch up with the chat in a moment. If anybody's in the ad break, you're not missing that much. Though if there's picture-in-picture, I think people are able to see it. Or if you're in the VOD, then this probably doesn't matter. That's a 1-1 record though. But that was a fun-looking deck. I want to take a look at it, actually. That was 50 medals. My poor pot of greed got broken. Let's see that. That's a fantastic-looking deck. If there are any... these are normal cards, some of them at least. Unexpected Die, I actually think I have some of them. Foolish Burial Goods, though, yeah. Like, if there's not a lot of Ultra and Super Rares, I might even be able to make this deck, but there's quite a few, actually. Quite a few Super Rares. And to just build them for the sake of one event, I don't like the sound of that. I understand nothing from this game but Slay. Oh yeah, thank you for the posture check, Ace. And what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like, sorry if I don't fully explain things, especially since I'm not really that much of an expert player, all things considered. It's just easier not to explain them, I guess you could say. Because there's just way too many things to keep track of. Especially since I'm also focusing on the duel, while also having chats. Look at that, they had an Emancipator Risen Dragite. Nice to see that. To an extent, I might be able to duplicate this deck. I'm going to copy that, at least for now. I don't think I'll actually be making it. Depends on what modifications I can give it. So speaking of decks, let me take a look at my decks. First though, let's get some gems. Look at that, 6 missions. Look at all the gems I'm getting, and I still lost. That's what I mean. It's still fun because of this. Streaming on YouTube, it's so weird. I think I know what you mean by that, but the more you stream on it, the more you get used to it. That's the thing. And I've done over 20 streams by now. I think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna reach stream number 30, either tomorrow or no. I think so. Or yeah, I think tomorrow is stream number 30, or the Japanese stream on Sunday. Yeah. Huh. But yeah, I've done a lot of them by now. Still kind of forget to do some things sometimes, like, oh, I'm about to start the stream. I actually didn't get the custom URL for it, but it's a different one. No, it's cool. I just don't understand anything where you need to use your brain. Well, hey, I say I play this casually because I don't really go into the meta that much, and also because I'm playing a Yu-Gi-Oh video game. A video game, which means things are programmed to happen, like the effects are programmed to happen. You would never find me, not anymore at least. Long ago I used to play it, like in the playground and all that, but nowadays though, with everything, all the changes that have happened, you would never find me playing this IRL, because I wouldn't be able to keep track of all the effects and all the things you need to do, like, by yourself manually, you know? It's too much to keep track of. It's too big brain for me, if you will. So, yeah. It's casual in that way. I just let the game do things for me. I don't even know what all the cards in that deck did. It's a rental deck. But let me take a look at this deck of the opponents first and see which cards I might be missing. Probably a bunch of URs and SRs. So the thing about super rare and ultra rare cards is that their materials are much more difficult to come by, because those kinds of cards are more difficult to come by. When you have a card, you can dismantle it, well, most of them, to get their materials. But of course, I'm not gonna dismantle every single other card I have, because some of them I'm also using, or I may use in the future. Normal and rare materials though, super easy to get. As you can see, for example, I have over 3,000 normal, over 4,000 rare, but then only over 200 super rare, and only 44 ultra rare, because I used a bunch of them recently. And to craft a card, you need 30 of the respective materials, so that's only one ultra rare card I can craft right now. Unless I get more from the Duel Pass, but that's gonna take time. Or I also, like, dismantle other ultra rares, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be using this deck. It would be heavily modified. Terraforming, for example, I should get Terraforming, but yeah. So many other decks I'm kinda building right now, but again, I'm lacking the materials for them. Let me see. I want to see how the Spiral deck fares with this. Some cards are already forbidden. This is a dark card. This is a light card. That's the reason why they're forbidden. Linkoribo, not acceptable. This card, it changes. This is not for the event. What about my Super Quan deck? Hey, you know how I've been talking so much about Super Sentai? Well, I've been using this deck a lot because it's a Super Sentai based deck. And yeah, I can already see I won't be able to use some of these things because some of them are light. Yeah, actually it's only the light attribute ones, but King Great Magnus, the giant robot, the boss monster of this deck, basically super powerful monster. It has its weaknesses, just like anything else, but it's a super good card when you summon it. You lock the opponent from doing so many things if you got it set up right. But yeah, it's not allowed in here because it's light attribute. So never mind. Damn, you're crazy. Damn. Well, whatever, however you say it. Oh yes, Ace, I am a multi-dimensional maniac for a reason. What about Metamancipator? Adamancipator. Might be able to use an Adamancipator base deck. Okay, Block Dragon is forbidden, Nibiru is forbidden, we can work with that. Look at this, this looks like a very viable deck. Okay, let me duplicate this deck. I'm gonna make, or rather no, hold on, I know what I can do. Hey, I can do some things in here that will work for that. So maybe I won't be using rental decks for this, but that was fun to use that deck right there, but yeah. For Super Sentai, you can give me black color. If there is one. No, yeah, I can probably make a black ranger. It depends on the video game, but since it's based on Super Sentai and Power Rangers, black is a common color for rangers. They're gonna have that. 9 members for a team is not that common though, so I wonder if they'll be able to do that. Again, Q Ranger did that, but yeah. And some others kind of, but may not be that common. Or it might be higher difficulty the more members I have. I don't know, I've never played Chroma Squad before. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it so much. Looking forward to Friday so much right now, you know, a whole day of streams. 2 streams on a day. And then it's gonna be similar on Saturday because I have 2 collabs. Although I will only be streaming 1 from my end. We'll be with Alluring Darstorm back to Realm Royale Reforged, and then later with my gen maid Rogue in her big Crab Game collab. Gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna try not to... I don't know what the hell I'm doing though, because I actually have work early on Sunday, so I shouldn't sleep too late on Saturday, and I'm still gonna be there like at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's actually not that late though, my work shift on like early Sunday. It's like a small shift, because we still have a stream on Sunday after that, so yeah. Wanna play Violet next week? Yeah, you were mentioning that. Let's talk a little bit more about that on Discord. It's super early from me, but it is possible. Oh yeah, don't worry. Sleeping is not so much the issue, oversleeping is my issue right now, but yeah. Don't worry. I'll try not to... I think I can stick for a good 3 hours or so on the collab, and that's a solid amount of time, honestly. So we can do that. I'm sure I'm not gonna be the only one that will probably leave around that time. It depends on how long it goes. The thing about collabs is that, oh my god, like... if you're having fun together, and you most likely are, if you're collabing, you can just go for hours and hours. And I speak from experience. 3 hours is a lot, yeah. I try to make it the standard for my streams, though sometimes I go shorter, as I did last weekend. I was in the middle of a lot of projects last weekend, and the streams had to be short. Well, that final Castle Crasher stream we did was gonna be short one way or another because it was just a few extra things in the game we were checking out. Okay, I can use this Adamantipator base deck then. Let's modify that. Won't be able to use it for now, but that's okay. We can edit the deck. Let's see. So Block Dragon is taken away. Nibiru. They're powerful cards, that's probably the reason why. This is a dark card. What should I add to this deck? And I'll take a look at the extra deck in a moment. Let's try Infinite Impermanence. You know what I want to make? I want to create Upstart Goblin. That's gonna be the last of my ultra rare materials I can use right now, but it may be very helpful to use this, you know? Although there's a lot of Ash Blossoming, so maybe it's not a good idea. I'm not gonna do it for now, but... I should take away Royal Decree, I think. Actually, I think I should do that. Or... I don't know, it depends on how many traps I have in here. Solemn Judgment is always good. I'm gonna try it like this. I don't wanna look too deeply into the best ways to modify this deck. So I'm just gonna do it this way. Let me see. What can I do here? Oh, I think I know what I can do actually. I can add Leonite. I can add the other Adamantipator monster just for the fun of it. Yeah, like they didn't really touch the Adamantipator cards that much for this. Mostly because they are Earth-based, so yeah, they're gonna work like that. Well, no, they're based on the 4 elements. There's fire, there's wind, yeah, there's water, with the Risen Adamantipator monsters as well. What else should I put in here? That would be good for the extra deck. Super Dreadnought, Rail Cannon, Gustav Max. Or maybe another Adamantipator Laputite would be good. Instead of Royal Decree, I think we should have that. Though I don't know. It's super useful to get rid of trap cards like that. I should put Royal Decree as a favorite. We saw that Trap Tricks deck after all, so yeah. Let's keep it on 40 cards only for now. And what else should I have on the extra deck here? We should have something else, but I don't know what. Let's take a look at synchro monsters I have that I might be able to use. Anything else that would be good? Maybe one of the Boreal monsters, actually. Maybe one of the Boreals is a good idea. Most of them are forbidden, so never mind. It makes sense that they're forbidden. They're powerful. What should I even use here then? So for synchro monsters, we want 6, 8, and 10 stars. Let's see. 6-star synchro monsters. Oh, Flambeal Uruquizas could be helpful. That's a good one. That's a good one. Piercing battle damage. 300 attack gain if it inflicts damage. Mighty Warrior might be good. Shiranui Samurai Saga, maybe. Stardust Charge Warrior. Oh, I still want to make Stardust-based decks. I'll get to them. We'll get to them. I mean, it's right there in the bloody name. Stardust. We gotta go for that. Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. I don't think I've expressed enough how much I love being in AI constellations, by the way. Because, hey, being in a group and being in a V-Singer group, long-time goal of mine, and I even said it on stream before, I think, that the day would come when I would finally be part of the group. But it's not only that, it's the fact that it fits me so well as a sentient star cluster multidimensional base VTuber, you see? I think I've been very understated in my love for that, for how fitting that is. Nah, like, the pieces of the puzzle, the planets are aligning even more so than I could have possibly expected. Tuteki Dana, it's lovely, isn't it? What was I gonna say next though? No, sorry, not say, do. Let's try, or I might do Xyz monsters, but I don't think so. I think we should stick to Synchro. Is there maybe a good Link monster, actually? Let me see. What if I use some Sprite monsters? They might be banned, but... I see Sprite Elvis here, because I have, how many... I have Adamantipator Researcher and Adamantipator Seeker. Let me see. Cannot be used as Link material. Your opponent can try a magic monster with card effects during the main phase. You can try to level 2 monster in grave that controls a magic and special summon it. What if I take away Flambeal Uruquizas to have 2 Sprite Elves? The main Sprite monster, though, is banned from here, but... we could have Sprite Elf in here, and it seems like a super useful card to have. I'm gonna have only one, though. For now. If I find that I need to use it more, then I'll put it on the deck. Alright! Here is the Meta-Emancipator deck. Meta-Emancipator because it's Adamantipator, but also kind of meta-based. Kinda being the keyword. Look at that! That's a new mate that I didn't see was available. Based on Ebe from the World Chalice, Orcust, etc. saga. And I'm going first. That's intimidating. But alright. We're also using a custom deck. Let's see. We can immediately begin by summoning Koakimeru Guardian. Oh no, let's do Miracle Rupture, actually. See, I was thinking of getting Foolish Burial, but this is pretty much the same effect as Foolish Burial, so it wasn't really necessary. Let's special summon Revival Golem from the graveyard in defense position. Now we special summon Adamantipator Researcher. You're back with tea! Nice! You gotta tell me, what kind of tea is it? What kind of tea is it, Ace? Should we summon Koakimeru Guardian? Let's not do that for now. Let's activate the effect to attempt a special summon with the Researcher. No special summon, no problem. Wow, that's actually bad luck right there. Because I have a majority monsters on this deck, so that's very rare to have it happen like that. Deja vu, deja vu. Earl Grey, let's go! We are sharing Earl Grey today. I already finished mine, but it still works out. Wonderful. You made a great choice right there. Let's try the effect of Riptide then. Okay. We might be able to summon Coactimator Supplier. No, let's go for Seeker. Let's go for Seeker. Then we can do more Excavation and potential Synchro Summoning. Let's try to excavate cards. Dragite! Excellent! At Emancipator Risen Dragite, I'll be able to draw one card and then summon one of the most powerful monsters in this deck for more effects. Well, I could have summoned it anyway, but if I have this crystal on the graveyard, it's even more powerful. And I'll send it to the graveyard as soon as possible. Let's summon an Emancipator Risen Dragite. Ace, by any chance, are you familiar with Star Trek? I'm not that familiar with it. Like, I have watched some of it, several clips, and I was kind of in the middle of Enterprise. But I'm juggling too many series right now. But I mentioned it because of Jean-Luc Picard, who is a big lover of Earl Grey. Borg! Yeah, bye. Still haven't seen a lot of it, though. I'm familiar, but not really like a hardcore fan or anything. There's a lot I don't know about it, but... So, your bestie is. So there's this character, major character in the franchise called Jean-Luc Picard, a captain. And a series that is like the sequel to the original series where he came from, which is called The Next Generation. Hold on, what should I add from my deck to my hand here? Let's try the Analyzer. We can try the Analyzer here. And that's gonna be the turn, I think. San Endo. AI Movie Night! Ooh, I love the sound of that! Barbie Movie Night, let's fucking go! I love the sound of that too! I love the sound of that. If we can schedule that. Oh my gosh. How did I not even think of that? I could negate that effect, but we're not gonna do that right now. I could activate Max C, but now is not the time. But Jean-Luc Picard loves drinking Earl Grey. They have this thing that is like a generator of like drinks and food inside the ship. And whenever you call out the food or drink, you have to call it in a very like mechanical way. So he's always saying to the machine, tea, Earl Grey, hot. And it generates a cup of Earl Grey tea for him. He has to make sure he says hot, otherwise it's not gonna be hot. Well, not necessarily. Ugh, that is a nasty effect. I didn't know it would do that, but that's what I get for not reading the cards. I don't care. I don't care ultimately. And we won the duel somehow. It says the opponent surrendered, so my house rules when it comes to this, when it's so early in the duel. I don't actually count it. It is possible that they surrendered because they figured they're not gonna win the duel, but I don't count it. Just in case, like something may have happened, like they got an emergency, you never know. There was a blackout maybe. It might say connection failed in that case, but it doesn't feel fair to count it as a win so early on, so I'll just keep it at 1-1 for the record. What was I gonna say though? But yeah, the Picard series had a season finale recently, so it's a really good time to be drinking Earl Grey for that reason. I've never actually seen a Barbie movie either. I thought you were talking about the one that's gonna come out this year, the live action one. But you're talking about others. Hey senpai, we'll take care of it, don't worry. Onegaishimasu. Hey senpai, Barbie senpai. I haven't seen them. Well, I probably have many years ago, probably kinda glanced at them on TV, but I haven't actually seen them. My heart! Well, we have an idea for a movie night already. I need to take care of you both. Be kind, be kind. Onegaishimasu, senpai. Look, if we're gonna start spreading the gospel of the things we love, that we want other people to watch, I can make you all watch a bunch of Kamen Rider movies. Yeah, let's watch Kamen Rider stuff, some really good stuff. Oh yeah, I have watched Shrek, yeah. Not all of them, but I think I've seen Shrek 1, Shrek 2, maybe I saw the third one, I don't remember. Only ones I really remember are the first two. I don't know beyond that. Hey now, you're an all-star. Such great memes still with Shrek. But I thought you were talking about the live-action Barbie movie though, and I'm like, oh okay, like we're gonna have to wait when it comes out on digital release because it's gonna be on theaters first, like in June, July. Still gonna be a while, but no. Still, we should watch that one too. As a Doctor Who fan, as a huge Whovian, I'm more interested in that movie also because I'm interested in it anyway. But they're also gonna have the next actor for the Doctor, Shuti Garwa, in that movie, and I'm so curious to see his performance for that. Yes, they're gonna release a live action this year, like in June or July. It's not that far away, actually. Harley is playing there? Harley? Oh, you mean Harley Quinn's actress, right? Yeah. I'm Harley who? But yeah. I think that's what you meant, Ace. Yeah, gotcha. What was her name again? I forget. I'm bad with names, by the way. I'm bad with names. Just FYI. You summon the Whovians, I am one? Yeah. Let's go. Oh, bye. I've been going through this fantastic... Margot Robbie. Yeah. There you go. Thank you, bye. Same, that's why Harley? Yeah. I haven't seen those movies where she's Harley. But I'm not that invested in DC and Marvel comic multiverses, that being said. I have watched a lot of the MCU, to be fair, but yeah. That's a different story, though. What was I gonna say, though? I was gonna comment... Oh, yeah. Right now, I'm going through this big Doctor Who journey in which I experience all media that I can experience in chronological order. Chronological, quote-unquote, because, you know, wibbly wobbly timey-wimey, but there's a certain linearity with the way the Doctor experiences events. So I'm still in, like, the first Doctor right now, and pretty much watching in between the Reign of Terror. You know, the TV stories, the Reign of Terror and the Planet of Giants. Recently finished the first Doctor Adventures from Big Finish, with the Adventure in Space and Time cast. I kind of talked about that in my media thread in Twitter, which I think you saw. I'm also gonna be talking more about that on my Discord server, by the way. I need to put more activity in there. But yeah. And right now I'm reading Short Trips. That kind of takes place there. But yeah. I hope Kaiba doesn't realize that's just my expired driver's license in defense. Great to see you, Vermilion, my fellow rider friend. Right, the Discord? I was talking about my own Discord server, though. Which, of course, you're all free to join. It's super optional, but yeah. I'm not as active in there as I should be. Always a pleasure, bud. How are ya? Doing fantastic. It's a new chapter. It's a new day here coming in as an AI Constellations member. So having some of the members there in the chat is nice. And I'm very hyped for the things that are to follow, by the way. Already some of that is this week. Some really good things in here. We're not really playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That much, are we? We're just having a great chat, but that's how it is. I'm definitely gonna duel more off the stream when I find the time. That Adamantium deck has a lot of potential right there. Oh yes, Ace, we're family, alright. Even if you don't want it, you don't have a choice now. It's a good thing I want it. But yeah. That's the thing right there, you see? You can't escape the cosmos. You can't escape the constellation. Look into my eyes. They reflect the cosmos themselves, and there are constellations beyond them. The spirals are much like the multi-dimensional portal and the time vortex. Dimensions beyond and beyond and beyond. The 9 of the constellation come together to form a higher plane of existence. That's the thing right there. It's so lovely. It's so lovely, isn't it? Big old family joy. Hypno Eyes, yes. Big old family. What did you say? Sorry, I read the word out loud, not even realizing what I was saying there. Joel. Sorry if I just read like a typo, like a maniac. But yeah. Minna wa taisetsu no nakama. Ii ne. Ii kanji da ne. That's a mistype, okay. And like the idiot I am, I'm like reading everything out loud. It's all good though. Oh, actually, let me take a little break here. It's about time for an ad break anyway, and I need to take a brief bio break, so before we jump into the next duel, let's take a little bit of time. I do recommend that you do the same if you need to. Like at least move around a little bit, right? Stretch. Get some drinks, perhaps some tea, if it's fine with you. We've been taking Earl Grey today. Today is Earl Grey Day. Tomorrow I might go for some Ceylon Black or Darjeeling. I think that would be good. Or I might even go for something different altogether. But alright, I'll be right back, Minna. Stay connected to the multi-dimensional portal. that. Oh, I have to clip that. Oh man, I can't clip that. I can't do that right now. Did you see how they died? All right, now we're at the end game. Oh my lord. Oh, that was so good. I can't clip that. I'm playing. I can't. Where are we? We are hold on, 43 minutes into the stream. I'm gonna try to remember that for the VOD, and I can maybe clip it there. What is that guy doing? Just walking there briskly. No, like they used the oh, that's what I'm talking about. Big brains to play 2 Civ games at once and alternate? Oh no, Beijran, you may be joking, but that's something I want to do someday. I actually want to do that someday, you know? I'll have to make one of those windowed, but I could do that. And you know, I have... Actually, hold on. Big brain. Actually, I have 3 monitors. So one day, I want to play 3 different Civilization games. Civilization 4, 5, and 6. And I want to see what that's like. Big brain, eh? Oh, yes, that would be the best thing ever. The best. No, seriously, I would like to try that someday. I haven't even tried playing 2 at once, though. Your life's a joke, you're broke, your low life's DOA. I actually thought they were saying something way. Something way, so I got it wrong. Your life's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. Okay. Funny, we're just chilling, singing friend songs while we're just slaying sickle flies with a... What do I have? A sword? With a blade and a lute. That's what being a minstrel is like, you see? We sing while we slay, baby. Oh yes, that's what the minstrel life is like. Whoa, did you see that jump? It's because I was kind of facing the other way, but that was such a cool looking jump. I like that. That was such a cool looking jump. We need to try that again. Hold on. Let me try it. See how it looks. Yeah! That is so sick looking. I like it. Oh. I'm gonna try to do a jump like that now, all the time. Oh, and we have some floaty bodies. That's the power of the force for you, I guess. Bodies are just floating like that. Dimensional Dajigen Khaiden. Welcome to the channel. You wanna see more passion like that? Hit that follow button and hit that little heart and become a superstar maniac. Or you can also take it a step further and subscribe. There's my sales pitch. No, seriously. I gotta showcase my superstardom like that. But you know, the hustle. Do your hustle and slay, and then you can lay, as in lay down. You can rest. He's laying those ladies. Ah, yes I am. Hold on. Yes, he is laying those ladies. Ah, look at that. Omatase shimashita. Thank you for waiting. It was supposed to be happy arms. Gotcha. And here I am just reading it aloud like a maniac. But yeah, let's immediately jump back into duels. What were we talking about again? I kind of forgot. I was gonna say something and I already forgot. But alright. Let's focus on the duel here, using this Adamant Spitter base deck. Funny enough, I haven't used my Adamant Spitter decks in a while, but I used them for so long and so many times that I know what it is I have to do. Oh my gosh, this starting hand sucks. This Miracle Rupture card. The only card I sent to the graveyard from the deck is in my hand, so I can't send this Revival Golem to the graveyard. Okay, I'm going to send the Tragite Crystal to the graveyard just to... Or actually, wait, I have Monster Reborn. Never mind. Not that bad of a starting hand, actually. And now I activate Reborn the Monster. Shisha Sose. To revive Adamant's Bitter Researcher. And let's try to activate that effect to Excavate. And see if we can summon something. Even if we can't, I have the Revival Golem. Only rock monsters may be summoned, and none of those... non-tuner rock monsters, that is. Oh, I could have used the effect of Laputite, actually, but... we can use it after this, I think. Let's use it now. Gonna have Adamant's Bitter Risen Raptite in defense position, much the way we started last duel. Very similar. Let's skip the animation to make it through this faster. Laputite activated, the field card, and then I'll activate the effect to ensure I have a certain card on top of the deck, and thus I summon it with the effect of Adamant's Bitter Risen Raptite. Tokushu Noryoku da. Special ability. And there's several options I have right there. Well, actually, just 2 options, but yeah, let's summon the analyzer like this, and then let's try to activate its effect. His effect, we might say. I think we can summon Ackle Crusader right there, and it will allow me to activate an effect here to get a Koakimeru Guardian on my hand, I think. No, I got it wrong. It's another one of the cards, I forget which one. We can summon Adamant's Bitter Risen Dragite, but I don't think it's a good idea. Let's instead go for the Baron. Baron de Fleu. It's like a French name, so I feel like I gotta pronounce it in French. Sorry if I butchered the French there, but yeah. The Baron. Baron de Fleu. Baron de Fleu would sound acceptable too, I think. Tan Shuryoda. Yes. Let's see how many duels we're able to do today. If this deck is viable, then I'll continue using the hell out of this deck for the rest of the festival, and I may have something that's very viable. Okay, not gonna negate that effect. This is a custom deck that they have here. It's not one of the rentals. I'm glad I was able to win with that rental on the first duel. Well, they surrendered, but it was looking like I was winning. It may have been a surrender because they saw that they were gonna lose. Like a genuine surrender. I'm not gonna negate that effect. I can only get 1 negation with the Baron here. Once while it's face up on the field. Once you do that, a good idea is to then use the other effect to remove Baron de Fleur, put it back on the extra deck, and then get another monster back, which would probably be Adamant's Bitter Risen Raptite. So I'm looking for a good opportunity to use the effect of the Baron, and then get her out of there, get it out of there, and then get Raptite back so I can use its effect to special summon another monster by excavating the top 5 cards of my deck. That's what I'm looking to do, at least. Sol and Luna, I like the name of that card. Sun and Moon, basically. Never seen this card before. Nani kore? Well, I'm gonna have to negate that effect now. I'd rather have it be like this. 1 negation is what I get with Baron. And that's it. Baron, I should say. Okay, they ended the turn. Alright. I'm gonna use the Baron's effect on the standby phase and get Raptite back. The Analyzer is back! Cool! Oh no. But they might be doing something. A flip summon effect maybe? Oh, that sucks. I was just about to use the effect of Baron, but they destroyed her. Oh well. Such as dual monsters for you. But in exchange for that, I get to activate the Pot of Avarice now that I have 5 monsters on the graveyard. Yush. Or well, attempt to activate it. Let's give it a try. Baron will be... The Baron will be able to return to the extra deck one way or another at least. So there's that. And I draw 2 cards. Very nice, very nice. We can work with this, I think. Let's summon Analyzer in attack position. With the effect of Laputite, I'm going to get the Dragite. That's the end of the duel. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and count this as a victory because it was looking like I was gonna turn it around. So I was gonna get the Drag-Eye Crystal out, which would allow me to special summon it, to also be able to draw a card with the effect. When you special summon Adamancipator Crystal Drag-Eye with the effect of an Adamancipator card, you can draw one card. And then after that I would have summoned Adamancipator Risen Drag-Eye, which had the effect of excavating the top 5 cards of my deck, and for each rock monster that is excavated, I get to return one of the cards that my opponent controls back to their hand, or their extra deck. And that's what I was about to do. And potentially would have worked, and I had an extra effect with Drag-Eye where I get to negate a spell or trap per turn if I have the Drag-Eye Crystal in my graveyard. Or no, not the Drag-Eye Crystal, just any water monster in my graveyard. But yeah, this is a really good deck for this event, all things considered. I'll keep dueling as much as I can. Let's keep it going. 2-1, I think that's a good duel record. Technically more wins, but some of them are not counting because of my house rules. The Tajigen house rules. But alright, let's see what we've got here. Going off first again. Ah yes, I think we should start by summoning the Drag-Eye Crystal. Maybe the Koakimeru Guardian would have been a good idea instead, but let's try it like this. Let's try excavating with the Researcher. It might be Ash Blossoming me, that's okay. Daijoubu, Daijoubu. That's all good. Because I already have enough for the first Synchro Summon for Raptite. So let's do that. Synchro Shokan. Ikuzo. In defense position, on the center of the field, just as before. Let's activate the Laputite Crystal and do the same thing we did last time. Getting the Analyzer on top of the deck like this. Let's excavate. And then I'll activate the Analyzer's effect. Ideally, we're getting another 4-star rock monster with the effect of Adamancipator Analyzer. I got both of them there, actually. Alright. Then, yeah, let's activate the effect. I can already summon Baron de Fleur, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to summon Adamancipator Risen Drag-Eye. Oh yeah, here's the other Drag-Eye Crystal, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna get the other one, so I can activate its effect to draw one card. Super helpful thing to do. And now I get to summon the Adamancipator Seeker as well. Let's go! We're gonna do more excavation. Oh, I love it when the plan comes together like this. Keikaku Dori. Translator's note, Keikaku means plan. Yes. Let's do this one more time then. Activating the effect of Seeker. And see if we summon anything. Seems like there's no summon. Gigantes has a special summoning condition, so it can't be summoned like this. I could summon... I could summon Sprite Elf, actually. But there's no use in getting Sprite Elf right now, I think. There's not really much to it. So I'm gonna have to leave it like this. It's not the best field, it's not the worst either, I like to think, but... Yeah. Let's end the turn right there. And going back talking about AI constellations more, one thing I eventually want to do, if possible, is to, at least on some of the screens I use on the stream, to have it, to have the AI constellations logo somewhere. Oh, they did a Kaiju summon, okay. Nothing you can do about that, those things are super powerful, and thank you Ace for the hydrate. They have 2 Kaiju! Is this a Kaiju deck? A Kaiju deck is actually rare to see. Mesurashi. It's in their best interest to maybe, destroy Gamesil. Alright. I can summon another Drag-Eye next turn, and it might be a good idea after all. Depends on what they have set down. But not without attempting more summons. Oh really? You did a new one and sent it to Saren yesterday. Nice. Okay. Yeah, and then, well, probably after that, yeah, I would have to see if it's possible to have it somewhere on the screen. Depends on the screens. Like on the screen right now, I don't really see room for it. I think, but yeah. Quakimeru Guardian, okay. Let's get that Quakimeru Guardian. It's such a good card to have because then it can negate a monster effect, I think. So I might also use it for that. Let's also try to activate the effect of Rap Type here. To excavate. If they activate a spell or trap card here though, not much I can do about it, but yeah. We can talk with her today about it so we can start using it for thumbnails and etc. Definitely, definitely. Okay, I get another Seeker. Let's get the Seeker. I might use it for a Sprite Elf also. Maybe I should add that Sprite Elf to my main Adamancipator deck actually. My main Adamancipator deck's outside of this festival. I'm gonna special summon this Researcher right here. So I can have her on the field already. Can't use her effect right now, but I'll be able to use it as soon as I do a Synchro Summon here. Which I need to do right now. Gotta concentrate on this duel because I might be able to turn this around a little bit. Just gotta pay some attention. Let's activate the effect of Laputite to place 3 rock monsters on top of my deck. So I can use the effect of Dragite to its maximum potential. Actually, I'm not gonna return Gadarla because if I return Gadarla to the hand, they can just tribute my Dragite. So it's best if I just destroy it in battle. Because if it's on their hand, I mean I might end the duel on this turn depending on how things go, but I can't count on that. I'm going to keep that Gadarla over there. Or actually, you know what? Maybe I should do that. Call by the Grave, okay, okay. Then it's gonna negate the effect, but I can also negate that effect, so they're not gonna negate my effect. I'm negating the negation, you see? I'm denying the denial. I don't think so. You know what? I'm gonna return that bloody Gadarla to their hand, and I'm gonna do as much damage as possible. That's probably the best course of action, actually, so... I should be able to summon quite a few other monsters, so let's do this. But if I don't end it here, then they're definitely gonna use Gadarla's effect to just tribute one of my monsters to summon it. But I think I might be able to finish it. I'll have a nice amount of attack power right here. You know what the problem is? I can't summon a Link monster. That means I can't summon Sprite Elf because I already have the extra monster zone occupied. Maybe I shouldn't have used it. Too late now though, too late. What should we do here? Okay, I think we can do Corral Dragon to do a little bit of a synchro climb. I want to get the Baron the Flare, but... Changing maybe might be good. No, let's get Raptide. Let's get Raptide out on the field. Yeah, I can get another monster after this anyway. I should have enough damage from here. Let's do Corral Dragon. Corral. I should say Coral, I'm saying it wrong. Corral is like the one with double R. For animals and stuff. Yeah, and by summoning Tackle Crusader here, I have enough to get Baron de Fleur. Or Changing. Dorsal Sovereign Supreme. This should be the end of the duel then. I think we're gonna have enough damage right here. And if that's the case, that's a beautiful win. I draw one card even. I can even summon Gigantes, let's do it. By banishing one Earth monster. For good measure. And I know Nibiru is banned from this tournament. From this event. So I know they're not gonna use its effect. Nibiru the Primal Being is a card that when the opponent has special summoned at least 5 monsters, you can just tribute all their monsters to special summon Nibiru to your side and a token to their side. So it like really messes up their field. But that is our first full victory in which the opponent doesn't surrender or something like that happens. So that was a fantastic victory. Yush! Can we get some V's in the chat? Victory hand emoji or just V? GG's are good as well. If you subscribe to the channel or you unlock it for 24 hours with Star Particles, you can use that. There we go, Ace. Thank you. It's V for victory, you see? There's such a thing as a dub, a W. but I prefer V for Victory because of a song by Jam Project. VICTORY 3, 2, 1, say don't ever give up. Oh yeah! Boom. Yush. Well, the event is going really well. I think this Adamantipator deck has a lot of potential. Still, I've barely had any duels so far, so... As the tournament goes on, we may see more... meta decks from the opponents. We'll see how it goes. So I have no hand traps or anything, so it's just waiting for the opponent to do their thing. But Jam Project, I gotta share more music of that with everybody in AIC. Because it's an Anison group of 5+ members, all sharing different parts of a song, so if we maybe one day cover one of their songs, that would be absolutely splendid. I would love that. No, I love their music so much. Ah, it's so good. Yeah, like I just love like big choirs. That's why being in a V-singer group is like my thing so much. My sort of music. Power metal tends to be like that. I love Avantasia because it's a big project with like a lot of different heavy and power metal vocalists, symphonic metal vocalists. So it's a Suship deck. Okay, that's a site I've seen a lot of times, but it does work in this festival, and I can see why. You can see that they're fire element right here. Some of them, so they would make sense for this festival. Let's see how this goes. Delicious suships, though. It's a sushi that's a ship. That's literally what it is. Look at it. Being assembled like a ship, but it's a big roll of sushi. I actually love that. At least the archetype is always delicious to look at, isn't it? That was a beautiful victory on the last duel, though. I'm glad it worked out. And yeah, I don't remember all the effects of the sushi archetype. I just know it's like very strong. It features in a lot of events for that reason. Yeah, a bunch of fire types. This is a spicy sushi, if it's fire type. I haven't had sushi in forever, actually. Most of the sushi I've had has been like actually very cheap sushi you can find at the supermarket. It's a nice... It still makes for a nice sushi experience. They give you chopsticks with them. Even if they don't give them, I have some chopsticks I can use on my own, but... And you know... It's a whole sushi experience for the most part, but it's still like cheap, right? I'd rather have more high quality sushi. If we're talking about Japanese food though, sushi is far from being my favorite. And I love how they have... This looks like chopsticks, but it's actually like the... What did you call them? The rails? Like putting together the ship? Whoever thought of this? Like they're so clever. They're so clever for doing this archetype. Like this. Great idea. But what was I gonna say? No, I just love all kinds of soups so much. So ramen, miso, oden. What else was there? There was another one I forget. Ramen, miso, oden. Well, ramen is like the goat for me, but there was another one, I forget. But yeah, all those different types. Alright, they might have a lot of negation effects. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try... Oh, Maxi, you came too late. You came a turn too late. Let's try to summon Adamantipator Analyzer. Special summon here. And then another special summon with Adamantipator Researcher. See, sometimes I like calling them the Analyzer and the Researcher, respectively. Maybe the Koakimeru Guardian. I sometimes like making things feel more important by just saying the before it. Like the one and only. Well, this is a no-go, that's okay. Let's try this again. We're gonna do a lot of excavation. Unless he gets negated, it may still happen. It may still happen. Yes, we can get Tackle Crusader here. We can even summon Doki Doki. which has its uses, but let's go for Tackle Crusader. I need to remember how to properly use Doki Doki, actually. Kokoro wa Doki Doki. Hehe. Let's try Adamantipator, Risen, Raptide. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna put it in defense position. Let's try, oh, yes, okay. We can try returning the field card. I think it's gonna lock the opponent out of doing a lot of things. I should have put Raptide in attack position, maybe. That's okay. Let's use the effect. Might have been good to change one of these to defense position, face down defense as well, but if I use the effect of Adamantipator, Risen, Dragite, it may be okay. Ash Blossom, it's okay. Deja Vu. Let's normal summon Adamantipator, Crystal, Dragite, and with this summon Adamantipator, Adamantipator, Risen, Dragite. And then we're going to attempt to use this effect. We're basing this on luck, but just one rock monster will be helpful to return those cards to the extra deck and the hand respectively. Let's activate the effect and see what we get. 1, 2. Okay, that's 2 I can return. It's gotta be the monsters. Let's see if that works. Perfect. And all the materials are lost. They go back to the graveyard. I forgot about that. Alright. Yep, I should have had Raptide in attack position. Would have been able to do more damage, but that's okay. Hopefully I get to use the effect of Maxi next turn. So for those who don't know, Maxi, staple card, super powerful card, because its effect is to... When you activate it, you draw 1 card for every time the opponent special summons a monster or a bunch of monsters. Sometimes a bunch of monsters can be kind of treated like a single special summon, so it's only 1 card you draw. But even so, still very powerful. Very powerful right there. Yeah, not gonna activate Maxi yet though. Let's try to do it as soon as they do something else. I don't know the effects of this fully though. Oh my god, the design of that card though. Okay, I'm going to activate the effect of Maxi already then. Dark Factory Max Production. But oh, Mass Production, sorry. It looks like a shipyard, right? But if you also look closer at it, it's also like a kitchen where sushi is prepared. Like in sushi places and all that. Never mind though, we're not using Maxi, they have Call by the Grave, no biggie. I could negate the effect of that with Dragite, but we should save it for something more pressing, something more deadly. So let it go through. Maxi gets Called by the Grave, and the effect gets negated. No biggie. The key to using this effect of Dragite is that I only get 1 negate per turn, so I gotta know the best time to use that. Well, as best as it can be. I can only negate spells on traps, I can't negate monster effects, sadly. So this is the best I can do here. Maybe I should have negated Dark Factory of Mass Production, because they got to return monsters to their hand that they just used in conjunction with the other effects. They're gonna Xyz summon Uniclass Super Dreadnought, and that's the ace of this deck. I don't remember the effects, but they're nasty. Okay. Might gain the ability to attack directly. This is very 50-50. So far, this can go either way, this duel. 60-40, I think, with that 40 being me. That's 60 being against me, rather. But since I'm such a casual player, I'm always like getting sweaty, always thinking that there's some hidden trump card that they're gonna pull off. Since I don't really know all the effects. And I'm not gonna bother learning all of them, not anytime soon at least. Only the cards I'm using. Only the cards I've used before. But I've never used Suship, so yeah. They draw 1 card. I can negate that effect, but I'm still gonna try to save that. And I may not even get to use that effect. I got too stingy and I never got to actually use it. That's something that can happen, but I gotta take the risk. Adamantipator versus Suship though, I mean, in general, these two are very strong archetypes. It's just that this Adamantipator deck is not that meta. Not as meta as this Suship deck. And the funny thing is, a lot of meta, quote-unquote meta decks don't tend to have like a lot of the cards of the archetype. They mix and match with like many other different cards. It's not like a pure archetype deck. But the Suship archetype, it is like the majority of the deck is only Suship cards. So that's very nice. Suship and Adamantipator in attribute 4. Here comes another Dreadnought. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase, or they might draw 1 card. What effect did they activate? Both of them. Oh no, wait, they drew 1 card, never mind. And, yep, they negate the effect of Dragite. Sadly, it's not gonna work anymore. We'll see what happens. I was too stingy. I should have maybe used it with Dark Factory of Mass Production, but we'll see. I think there's gonna be a direct attack from that one. And after that, some more effects may activate as a result of that. Because otherwise it's fine, right? I still have 5100 life points, but yeah, they're gonna destroy Dragite, sadly. So that's the end of the duel right there. I don't think I'm gonna win this one. I should be this. From what I saw of this, it is possible for me to win with this deck, all things considered. I don't care, I don't care, I'm still getting rewards. Because honestly, I'm not having as much fun with this one as I had with previous ones, because Suship is an archetype I've seen a lot. As nice as it is to look at it. As nice as it is to look at. Let's try Harpy's Feather Duster. It would be very helpful to destroy all their cards, but let's see if it goes through. I probably have a way to negate that. I don't remember all the effects. This is a powerful card for a reason. They're gonna banish with Call by the Grave. Probably banishing Risen Dragite, which is a smart move, super smart move. Because for all they know, I could summon it again, and as a matter of fact, yes, I could summon another Adamantipator or Risen Dragite. So the best course of action right now might be to get Baron de Fleur or Chenging. Oh, they're banishing Researcher. That's actually very smart also. Because I was about to go for Researcher, but the effect is now going to be negated. I'm not going to be able to special summon it now. This is what I meant earlier. You know how I said earlier that even though it's your turn, sometimes they play on your turn as if it's their turn? This is what's happening right now. But that's what makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel great to stream, is that we can take this time to talk, keep talking about other things. Hey, you know, there's future AI Constellations content. There's a collab with Alluring coming this Saturday. Or, how's your day been? I've been listening to Doctor Who, I've been watching this series, doing this, doing that. That sort of thing. Okay, I can maybe activate the effect of Dragite if I do that. How many Dragites aren't there in the graveyard? I think it's not a good idea to do that. I mean, let me take a look at Call by the Grave. I think I can still special summon Researcher. It gets negated? Okay. I thought it would only be on the field. And somehow the effect of Raptide is negated. I don't know what made it be negated, but I don't know what stopped that right there, but okay. Let me try Koakimeru Guardian. And I feel like I gotta try using Nightmare Cerberus to get rid of one of them, but I don't know if it's a good idea. They have locked me out. They completely locked me out. This might not be the best idea, but what the hell. I'm gonna try to destroy their boss monster with the effect of Nightmare Cerberus. Kerberos, I say sometimes. I think that's like the Japanese pronunciation. I've heard it like that. I don't remember where it is that I heard it like that, but yeah. That's the end of the turn. And that's gonna be a lost duel, I think. Daijoubu with this. We have so many missions we're doing. I'm not gonna exit after this, so I think we're gonna go immediately for another duel after. And at the end of the stream, when I'm finished with all the duels, or wherever it is that I have to, for whatever reason, I have to go back to the main screen. I'll take a look at the missions. And the Duel Pass as well. We've been advancing in the Duel Pass so far. I'm still kind of working on some decks. There was a Spiral deck that I actually have finished right there, but it's not that viable, sadly. I would just have to make a different deck with, like, some of the Spiral cards that I got there. It's okay, though. It's okay. Kinda sucks because I did spend some materials for, like, a few, very few of those cards in the Spiral deck. But mostly I just got them because I was getting them on the same pack as the Super Quant cards. So it wasn't mostly a waste if I don't get to use that deck. What was I gonna say though? I was hoping to build an Elemental Hero Neos deck, or rather to complete the collection of like a bunch of Elemental Hero cards. And many of them include Neos based cards. So they will be very important to acquire for that reason. What was I going to say though? Let me gather my thoughts again. And then other decks that I wanted to build. A Sprite deck maybe. Or several Sprite decks. Maybe Exo Sisters, maybe No Punk. I've seen NO, No P-U-N-K, No Punk. NOH, P-U-N-K, No Punk decks. They kind of paired up with Sprite somehow, so I might be able to do that too. Or no, not with Sprite, sorry, with an Emancipator. Also with Sprite actually, for that matter, but yeah. I could even have it on like this deck. When I get to build a deck with a lot of cards that I already have, that's fantastic. But what other deck did I want to build? I forgot. Eventually an Insector deck, but I still don't have enough cards for that one. Like of the cards that I mostly have, there's still a lot of Elemental Hero decks I want to build actually. Decks with Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. I think I actually don't have Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, which is like a huge staple even beyond Elemental Hero based decks, you see? Believe it or not. You find it in all sorts of decks, much like Mask Hero Dark Law. But yeah. The reason why I just want to complete the collection of Elemental Hero cards is because it was the first archetype I went for. Or rather, the Mask Hero sub-archetype because it's based on Kamen Rider. Wonder if I could use that one. Probably not. I would probably not be able to use a lot of the cards because a lot of them are light and dark type. Yeah, no, never mind. Wouldn't be able to use it here. If they ever do another Fusion Festival, because I missed the one they did last year, I might be able to have that. Oh yeah, I wanted to renew my Gem Knight deck because there's new Gem Knight cards. Yeah, I might not be able to open a lot of packs from that, but there's some packs right now that have some Gem Knight cards. I might just need to craft a lot of them, honestly. And I should save those gems for something else, but who knows. I could open like 10 of those packs right now because I have at least 1,000 gems. I have over 1,000 gems, so... Usually you want to get at least 1,000 gems because 1,000 gems gets you 10 packs. So there's that. But yeah, a reminder of our plans. You know what? I'm just gonna like not give a single flying fuck. Let them just play their game. The disrespect, you might say. It's not disrespect, it's just like, you know, they're gonna take their time. I mean, let them take their time. Let them take their time. Sometimes some opponents are being disrespectful, but most of the time they're not, honestly. They're just doing their thing. But yeah, let them do the bloody thing in the back. As I remind you of the schedule for this week. So yeah, tomorrow double stream day. Chroma Squad in the morning, well, in those time zones at least, in the morning, early afternoon, over at YouTube. I am so looking forward to that. I already have an idea for what we're gonna call our series, actually. It's gonna be Tajigen Sentai Star Ranger, but I'm not sure about the Star Ranger part. Might do something different. By the way, the duel is over. Thought it was gonna last a bit longer than that. And then Final Fantasy Friday 14, we're gonna do more Hildebrand Manderville stuff. Next week, I think we're gonna have 2 FF14 streams, each of them doing the before the fall content. But we'll look at this again at the end of the stream. Thought the duel was gonna last a little bit longer, but yeah. You can keep checking the schedule there on my Discord, on the YouTube community tab, on my channel, of course, and on my Twitter. Pinned. By the way, if the game ever gets louder than me, let me know. This game does get a little bit on the loud side. Louder than I would like it to be at the very least. No hand traps, so there's not much for me to do. But I do want to pay a little bit of attention to what the opponent is doing. Oh, I didn't put the loss, right? That's 3-2. Not too bad, all things considered. Alright, they might be using a loner deck. Not sure though. We should normal summon the Drag-Eye Crystal. And then we'll special summon or attempt to special summon Adamantium Seeker. They're using Maxi. So they're gonna get a card for this, but I'm just going to special summon as much as I can. I gotta do it. Especially if I can get rid of their monster here and do a lot of damage. I think I might be able to get that Revival Golem on the field right here. Oh yeah, we should have removed Foolish Burial actually. I should remove that Foolish Burial from the deck. But okay, let's get Adamantium Risen Reptite. And see if we can get more monsters out here. This will depend on luck 100%. And they're gonna be drawing a lot of cards. I get to activate the effect of... Oh yeah, the effect of Quakimato Supplier is gonna help a lot. I forgot about that. When you summon a monster... No, when a face-up rock monster I have is sent to the graveyard, I can special summon Quakimato Supplier, and then I can get a Quakimato Guardian to my hand. They're just gonna draw a lot of cards. They may have some hand traps now because they're getting prompted to do things. There's Ash Blossom, that's okay. Now we can get a Gallant Granite out here, which will get me my Adamantium Researcher that I'll special summon. Let's go for Gallant Granite. We could have had way worse times for the effect of Ash Blossom right there, so it's okay. Dash of this. Let's activate the effect of Granite to add a rock monster. We'll detach the Quakimato Supplier. And I should be able to special summon Researcher here. And I can already summon Adamantium Risen Dragite. And it takes only one excavated monster to be able to return this said monster to the hand. And I'd rather have it return to the hand because it may have a flip effect for all I know. I think they have a custom deck though. I think there's no max C's on any of the rental decks. So let's have a look. I maybe shouldn't have it on the main monster zone, but I'm gonna do it. The thing about having Adamantium Risen Dragite on the main monster zone is that it risks the effect of Nightmare Cerberus, which would send it back to the extra deck. Or rather, no, sorry, get it destroyed. Alright, that's gonna be enough to return this one to the hand. But this is not gonna be the end of the duel, which is bad because they have a lot of cards on their hand now. I was hoping to end it on this turn, doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. But we're gonna have to do it like this. 5,300 damage, at least... Wait. No. I spoke too soon. That's another hand trap. Dragite, unfortunately, goes to defense position. 2,200 defense is not that bad, but they're activating a bunch of things. I had to do it though. I had to let them just draw their cards and special summon as much as I could, because I had a lot of effects that I could use right there. I'm guessing I can't change their battle position. Alright. Royal Decree hopefully can still come into play. I don't think so. But it's okay. Dash of this. Well, it's actually not okay, but I'll do my best with this. I get the feeling they have some Xyz monsters on their deck. I don't see any tuners. Oh, well, actually, no, there's not the same amount of stars for them. But we'll see, we'll see. This is a new deck, too. Never seen it before. Speedroids. Speedroids? I didn't know that was an archetype. They're all called Speedroid. Otherwise, I would think that it's based on the Roid archetype, which doesn't really have a lot of monsters. Like, you know, the one that a character in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX used. Sho Marufuji. Marufuji Sho. Genkai Batoru Tataki Tsukete Isutsuita de Injanai. Every time I mention Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the song comes up. The first ending, which is sung by Jam Project. I've been obsessed with that song for so long. Like, I can't remember the last time I had a song obsession last for that long. But yeah. By the way, I should be able to negate a spell effect with the effect of Dragite, if they ever do it. Does seem to be like a hugely monster-based deck. It's fun though, because I've never seen this kind of deck before. I've never seen a Speedroid deck before, so bring it on. It's fun to see. Rather than the same old archetypes all the time. This is why I haven't really been playing Master Duel that much. Well, besides the lack of time, you know, off the stream. Because all we had was ranked, and it's the same over and over. It gets really tiring. They might be doing some synchro summoning here though. Did I see this monster before? I mean, before this duel? I might have, I don't know. Whoops, didn't mean to skip the animation there. High Speedroid Kite Drake. That's beautiful monster art. Destroy all other cards on the field. That's a cleaning of the field right there. Look at that. Nasty, nasty effect. If I could, it might actually be viable to have like double Ace use Sky Thunder on this deck. But that card I think is a dark type. Or might be light type, so there's not much to it. If I had had better cards on the last turn, I might have been able to finish it by dealing as much damage as possible. Or actually, no, never mind. They activated their hand traps to protect themselves and do a bunch of things. No, never mind. I didn't stand a chance. It's all good though. It's all good. I still believe that despite... Ooh, nice! The Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Haven't seen this one in a while, I think. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Despite everything though, I may be seeing a string of losses come in here, but I still think this deck is strong for this event, all things considered. Yeah, here's the other thing I didn't mention about Master Duel. Oh, Max, see, you came too late. Too late. Let's try Doki Doki, see if I can use the effect. Doki Doki. Hato wa Doki Doki. Kokoro wa Doki Doki. Because I am getting sweaty from this. See if I maybe can use the Tackle Crusader effect. Let's see. We should special summon Adamantium Analyzer. Like this, and then... We should change this one to face down defense, maybe? 2800 defense. Might be good to have that. Then the effect of Adamantium Analyzer, if it goes through. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is some bad luck right there. So I can either summon another Adamantium or Risen Raptite, or I can go for Coral Dragon. Sorry, Coral Dragon. I don't think it's a good idea though. I'm gonna have to risk it with Raptite. One way or another I risk it. Sprite Elf might have been another good option, but yeah. Maybe I should have had Raptite in defense position. Oh well. I could get Dragite on top of the deck, but... yeah, that's not gonna do any good actually, so... let's just try Raptite's effect. And I think they're gonna negate that with Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. So, what I should have done is to put Clear Wing Synchro Dragon in face down. But I don't know, I'm not reading their effects. I'm not gonna bothering with that. Let's end the duel right here. So I will try to activate Max C on the next turn. May still be helpful. Yeah, I think we can keep talking about the schedule while they're just doing their thing. Let's activate Max C because why not? Might as well do it right now, actually. Honestly, yeah, I think it's just in their best interest to not special summon anything anyway. And it works out. The faster the duel ends, the better. Though it was fun though, because that's not a deck I've ever seen before. And for that Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, been a while since I've seen it. I have seen it before, but I don't really remember its effects, as you could see. Yes, non-stop dueling. Let's go for the next duel. No rest for the weary and all that. What was I talking about though? I was talking about something else that I was in the middle of a train of thought. Oh man, you know what I forgot? I forgot to take out Foolish Burial from this deck. No, you know what? Maybe I will craft that Bloody Upstart Goblin and just put it here. And man, that is an awful going second hand. You know what? Let me get out of here. And house rules, I'm not gonna count this as a loss. I'm just gonna get out so I can take away that card there. Free win for my opponent? No. Let's edit this deck. Foolish Burial is actually no good here. Is there anything I can use here that would be good? Perhaps Metaverse, so I can get Adamant Spirit Laputite, but maybe cross out Designator. Oh, I already have it. Huh. I just haven't been able to use it. Book of Moon and Forbidden Droplet might be good, actually. I've never actually used Book of Moon, or sorry, I haven't used it in a while, that's what I meant to say. I get so hyperbolic sometimes. Forbidden Droplet, the thing that sucks is that you have to... it has a cost to it that kind of sucks sometimes. Maybe Lightning Storm would actually be good. Let's give it a try with Lightning Storm. Never mind. I already have a Lightning Storm. Wow, okay. Let's save it with Book of Moon. I mean, yeah, I don't have another Call by the Grave, otherwise that could be a good idea. Yeah. I can't think of any other cards. Maybe a Kaiju? Gadarla. Tell you what, let's have Gadarla, the Mystery Dust Kaiju. Or let me see other Kaiju. Is there a Rock Kaiju by any chance? No. I wonder if Gadarla is a good idea though. No, actually no. I don't want to have another monster. Especially if it's not a rock monster. Let's just have the Book of Moon. And time for the next duel. It's an even record, 3-3. Let's see what it's like. You know what I've never had in Master Duel before? I've never had a draw. Never in my life, and it is possible to draw. Just never done it. So that record is most of the time just gonna have those two numbers there. But it wouldn't need to be something to see a draw and see like a third digit. I'm going first, so... Let's begin with Adamant Spirit Crystal Dragite. And then attempt to use the effect of Seeker. Maxi, oh no, same bloody thing as last time. Am I facing the same opponent right now by any chance? He might be the same person. Well, their field is different though, I think it's a different field. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention really. Right now it's in my best interest to not special summon that many monsters. But I don't know, I think I'm just gonna say fuck it and special summon a lot. Wow, that's all my Max Cs right there. All three of my Max Cs got excavated. That's not good. Wow. Well, alright. Let's do a special summon. That's gonna be a lot of special summons already. But I'm going to use Raptide. And I get the feeling I should use the effect, but... I don't want them to draw a lot of cards. But... one way or another, they're gonna draw at least 2 more cards, I think. Let's use the effect of Raptide. And see if we get anybody special summoned here. I could get Adamant Spit or Analyzer here, yeah. Let's get Analyzer. And not gonna use its effect. I'm just gonna summon 1 Dragite. Or maybe I should use the effect, actually. What do I gain from doing that? If I use Monster Reborn... No. Just Dragite. Adamant Spirit Recent Dragite. And nothing more than that. On the extra Monster Zone. And I could do more with Monster Reborn. Maybe get Analyzer out here and then we can get Baron de Fleur or Chain Gang summoned. But I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna be the end of the turn. For better and for worse. They already drew so many cards. Maybe I should have just gone for broke and let them draw more. But I also should save that Monster Reborn, so yeah. They drew a lot of cards with Max C. Whenever somebody activates Max C, you either don't want to special summon that much, so they don't do as much of that. And let's activate Royal Decree. That's going to negate the effect of Infinite Impermanence I don't think so. Or actually, they may negate that somehow. They're being prompted to do a response, but... Oh, what a great way to use Royal Decree. I've never used a Royal Decree before to negate an infinite impermanence that's being activated from the hand. Okay, I'm gonna save that effect of Dragite. I was tempted to use it right there, right then, but let's not do that. Let's not do that. Should be for something more pressing than that. Raigeki, Heartpiece Feather Duster, maybe. I'm so glad I used Royal Decree there. Usually you want to save Royal Decree until a trap is activated. Especially if those traps are set, so they just wasted their spell and trap zones there. Well, unless another thing gets activated in response to that, and it just negates your effect, but yeah. Alright, yeah, let's negate that, because from its effect, it would have been able to return one of my cards to the hand. Or well, let's attempt to negate that. For all I know, they may just have another one of those cards on their hand, but that relieves me of the burden of having to think when to activate that effect. Oh, wow, never fucking mind, that was a fucking waste. Oh well, never mind. I guess I could have negated the effect after it did that. When it gets sent to the graveyard, it can just be re-equipped to the monster there, and then it's gonna activate the effect to return the card to the hand. That'll return Dragite to the extra deck, not to the hand. But, never fucking mind. That was a complete waste. But that's what I get for not knowing the effects. You know, it's actually like an anime duel in that sense. When they duel in the anime, they're dueling a lot of their opponents for the first time, so they don't know what the cards do. It's revealed to them during the duel. So it's always a complete anime experience. It's an anime moment, you see? Yahari anime character da. Ore wa. Yahari ore wa anime hito da. I really am an anime person, an anime character. Ooh, prank hits Roxy's. Maybe I should put this card on the... Or actually no, that's only if I have more prank hits cards on my extra deck. Yeah, this one, prank hits and Adamantipator get paired a lot. I just haven't done a deck like that because I don't have enough prank hits, ultra and super rares, and I'm not willing to craft them right now. Much less open their packs. If I were stinkingly rich, I would probably spend a lot on gems and just open a lot of packs. Probably. Or probably not actually, because I'd probably just be spending all of that like on art for myself. VTuber art. Oh yeah, prank hits doodle doodle doo. Also there in the prank hits Adamantipator decks. You see it a lot in prank hits space decks. It's actually been a while since I've seen prank hits, but I've seen enough of them before, so this is not new to me. Let me drink some water while they're doing their thing. And you know, I have a lot of Adamantipator cards because the pack that they come in is the same pack in which you get the Gem Knight cards, which is actually the ones I was going for. Now this card though, Prank Kids Battle Butler, I haven't seen that one a lot. So that's fun to look at. It even has one of the special animations, so... You'd think you would see it a lot because it's a very powerful monster, but no, actually. They go for other things usually in decks that have like Prank Kids cards and stuff like that. But what was I gonna say? So yeah, since I got a lot of Adamantipator cards already, I figured I may as well build an Adamantipator deck. And my first Adamantipator deck, which I still have here somewhere actually, was like purely Adamantipator cards. Now, these are what I call themed decks. That's another one that I haven't seen a lot. I don't think I've ever seen this one before actually. This is fun. They have a lot of Prank Kids cards. But yeah, I love doing theme decks. Theme decks are not meant to be purely only the ones of the archetype, but they end up being like that a lot because the rule I have for them is that they need to include at least one of every card in the archetype that it's supposed to be for, right? And a lot of the time when you do that, you don't have space for other kinds of cards. That's the reason why it's like that. Give me a second here. Just checking something quickly. I'll get back to the duel in a moment. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. They probably have a lot of things to negate me. Let's try summoning Tackle Crusader. And then see if we can special summon an Emancipator Researcher. Wow, there's the other Maxi. I was so unlucky for this. They got 2 of their Maxis on both turns. And all my 3 Maxis were excavated by an effect. So not really usable. Only the rock monsters can really be used in those excavation effects from the Emancipator cards. Let's activate the effect of Researcher here. Or attempt to activate it, rather. Quakimedu Guardian incoming. I might be able to negate a monster effect with this, so that's good. Let's try to resurrect Raptide. Yeah, I think we should go for Raptide for this. So maybe the Analyzer would be a better idea. So I can summon... Oh, they're gonna do Call by the Grave already? Okay. Oh, that's good actually. That's a good idea. So then I can negate monster effects with Quakimedu Guardian's effect. Alright. Reborn the monster. Shisha Sozen. I think we should go for the Analyzer to get an Emancipator Recent Dragite. Though I'm going to attempt to use its effect first. And then see if we can summon Recent Dragite. No, never mind. They're gonna destroy everyone. So that's the end of the duel. Alright. Yeah, like, it's gonna negate the effect, but it tributes itself, but it's okay. It was gonna be destroyed anyway. It's so funny. I don't know why it works like that. I think that is an awful thing to do against players, that you pay the cost to activate an effect, even though the effect is negated. Like, they should make it so that you can't... Okay, let's see. Well, we should change a monster to face down defense. Doesn't it tribute this card? I'm gonna try to change this one. I think this one was supposed to be tributed, but maybe one of the other one of the other card effects is preventing it from being tributed. So maybe I should have changed that one. It doesn't really make a difference because they can just flip it. But it really sucks. Like, it feels like you shouldn't... If the effect is gonna be negated, you shouldn't pay the cost in the first place because the effect just got negated, right? So I don't know. Well, we're in the middle of a nap break right now. Really good time for a nap break. Right now we're just waiting for the opponent to do their thing. Though it's kind of fun to look at. Kinda being the keyword. In this case, it is fun for me to look at what they're doing. Well, kinda. Still kinda. Because this deck is not a deck I usually see. Yeah, I've never seen this deck before. Magic Core Warrior of the Relics. I have no idea what this card is. Never seen it before. Nice looking card. And, what was I gonna say? It's better than just seeing the same blasted decks you see all the time, like in ranked. Even if you're like silver, like I am right now, you see them. You see them all the freaking time. It's boring. Extremely, extremely boring. That's why I mostly just do events in Master Duel, until the day they finally add more game modes that you can play permanently, that also give you some nice rewards. And by rewards I just mean being able to do missions in them. I think it's major BS that they don't allow you to do missions in the casual duels. I don't know why. I don't know who thought of that, but they got it completely wrong right there. Doesn't matter though, let's go for the next duel. So this is what I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with this game, all things considered. But this is far from being the last Master Duel stream, I'll tell you that. For stream number 500, we're at stream number 486 here on Twitch. Out of the numbered streams, which are most of them, if not all of them really, that I've done here on Twitch, on my channel. We're very close to stream number 500, and for that stream I want to play a little bit of Master Duel, because we're gonna open over 500 legacy packs. It goes well with that number, right? I actually have over 700. I think I'm gonna open like some of them off the stream. 200 or so that I have at least 500 for that stream. That will help. Let's see if we get anything here. Nothing. And the ratio of monsters to spells and traps is actually higher, but even so, you still get unlucky moments like that. Let's try Adamantipator, Risen, Raptide. If I can get Adamantipator, Risen, Dragite summoned here, that would be great. Because then I get to negate. Since I have a water monster in my graveyard. And I have Solemn Judgment. So that's gonna be helpful to have too. Max C, I may have some good things for the next turn. But it depends on my luck right here. Okay. Excellent. With the Researcher there, I might be able to summon even more monsters. But one way or another, I can get Dragite. Unless things get negated. I don't know. I don't see how they could negate a summon with a hand trap. I don't know of any hand trap that would negate that. There's hands that negate the effect of Researcher, but they don't destroy them as well as denying the effect, right? So it's okay in that sense. Let's get Doki Doki. Oh, I messed up actually. I shouldn't have had Doki Doki. No. I thought I could use the effect to get Analyzer here, but it doesn't work like that because it has to be the same attribute and level. I was thinking only of the level, but no, Analyzer is not water type actually. Oh well. Water attribute, I should say. It's alright though. Let's summon Dragite in the extra monster zone here. Could be worse, could be worse. I'll try not to make the mistake next time. Quackimate Guardian would have been better to have because then I would have been able to negate a monster effect instead. Oh well. Tan Indoda. Let's see how we do. It's gonna be very important to see when to activate the effect of Dragite. If I can do that. And then Solemn Judgment. What I find also kind of wrong about this is that you're supposed to negate a summon of a monster with this. So it should allow you to prevent your monster from being tributed by the effect of like a kaiju. Like it's about to be tribute summoned, but then you negate the summon so the summon doesn't happen in the first place. And it should be the other way around too. Like if somebody negates your summon with Solemn Judgment, you should be able to do another summon. Speaking of which... No, let's not do that right now actually. I considered it. I will use Max C right now though. Should have used it before, but I thought maybe it's not a good time, but yeah. Let's see if they maybe use Call by the Grave. Yeah, many of the rental decks I think had like 2 Call by the Graves, or Ash Blossom that negates it too. So it didn't matter that I activated that a bit later anyway. Deja vu. Now, what was I gonna say? So you know, if Solemn Judgment is used on you to negate the summon of your monster, the summon itself was negated. So it should mean that you didn't summon a monster in the first place, so it should mean that you should be able to normal summon another monster. Like if a normal summon gets negated, but it doesn't do that, and I think that's a loophole in the rules that should be able to happen. Master rules declare certain things, but I don't think there's any master rule that declares that. The thing is, I think it's the phrasing of Solemn Judgment that should be reworked, because when a monster would be summoned, negate the summon, so that means the summon wouldn't happen in the first place. But as you saw right there, it gave me the option after the monster was summoned. So what happens is actually that the summon happens and then you destroy the monster that was summoned. That's what happens. But the summon did actually happen. I think it's bullshit, honestly, that if you normal summon and it gets negated with Solemn Judgment or something similar, fuck it, I'm gonna use the effect of Dragite here. It doesn't let you normal summon after, even though you didn't summon because it was negated. If it was negated, it means you didn't summon in the first place, so you still have a normal summon you can do. At least that's my view on it. I get the feeling somebody else has probably brought this up. There may have been some rule that's maybe not even a master rule, but it was mentioned there. Alright, let's just use it. You know what? YOLO. Let's just do it. So I don't have to bother seeing when to activate this effect. That beautiful animation plays out. 4,000 of my life points spent for that. May not have been the best time to do that. They probably still have some link summoning they can do. I mean, look at this. And then a bunch of other things. What I should have done with Sullen Judgment is save it for a more powerful monster that they're surely gonna summon now. But I don't care. This is what I mean when I say I play this casually, you know? Yeah, let's keep talking about the schedule for this week, shall we? Yeah, so it's the Friday day of streaming tomorrow. I love having a day of the week in which, for as long as I can do this, I'm gonna keep doing this. At least one day of the week in which I have 2 streams like that, you know, it's a delightful thing. In previous times I did this when I streamed in the Lotra stream. Like, I was streaming the Lotra stream and then I was streaming my channel. And then, this wasn't exactly 2 streams because I didn't stream my point of view of this. But recently, late in last year when we had the D&D sessions with other VTubers, for what we did of that campaign, that's how it was on some Saturdays. The first half of the day I had the D&D session on the DM's channel and another one of the VTubers channel. Sometimes. And then on the other half of the day I would have a stream of my own. Either here on Twitch or sometimes on YouTube, because sometimes it was the Japanese learning stream, I think. But it was like a full day of streaming like that. Like, you know, this is my job, this is my occupation, this is what I do. Because I love it. This is my ikigai, don't you see? So, that's what I'm doing with that Friday. It came from the original idea of doing Final Fantasy Friday. They just summoned that nice monster, by the way, Deco Talker Hitzel. Actually, yeah, let's go back to the duel and take a little bit of a look at what they're doing, because this is not a usual deck. Deco Talker Hitzel. I have not seen this Deco Talker. What I've yet to see also, and yet Transcode Talker. These like talkers and coders or whatever. Haven't seen a deck that's fully dedicated to them yet in Master Duel, so that's refreshing also. Well, maybe not fully dedicated here, all things considered, but this is refreshing to look at. Even though I'm gonna lose this duel, most likely. Like 90% chance I'm gonna lose it, in my opinion. And it was mostly because I should have saved that Sullen Judgment for one of those 2 monsters. But I just wanted to be casual, I just want to be chatting while they're doing their thing, honestly. Let's keep talking. Let's keep talking, you can talk with me in the chat if you like also. I don't think there's anything I can do here, depending on what I draw. Unmei no kado ga hikaru. Okay, with that Emancipator's Signs, we should attempt to get Dragite back so we can activate the effect. It's probably gonna be negated though, or destroyed or something. Called by the Grave gets Dragite out, so nothing is gonna happen. So I'll just set Dragite in defense position and that's probably gonna be the end of the duel. But what was I gonna say though? Oh yeah, this is a fun deck to look at. It's like sort of like code talkers or something barricade board blocker, I think might be related to it. Doesn't have like code something code or talker in its name, but it's kind of like a similar naming scheme, right? It's a card I got recently for the Spiral deck. I actually crafted a few cards for the Spiral deck, but the majority of them were cards that can be used in other decks, so I don't really regret using my ultra rare materials that much. Linkuribo, Borderlow Dragon. I think I had one of those code talkers. I forgot which one it was. I think it was Access Code Talker. So yeah, it's worth doing. It's worth doing. It's gonna be a staple of many decks. I hope I get to use it in the future as well. I feel like that's what I should be focusing on with my ultra and super rare materials. Cards that are very universal across like a lot of decks. So there's a lot of like future proofing, if you will. I don't know. And but I'm not doing that. I'm focusing on cards that I like, that complete like a collection of an archetype, to do like a theme deck. And I'm like, I want to do this. But yeah, Upstart Goblin, for example, I was also considering. Ultra rare card, but it's so useful. I feel like there's a lot of Ash Blossom in Master Duel, so maybe Upstart Goblin is not a good idea because there's a lot of likelihood that it gets negated. It really depends. And then you have to pay the cost before you can use it, as I said. So you end up just giving free 1000 life points to your opponent. That's the part that sucks. In that case, though, it makes sense that you pay the cost first because of the description of the card. It's not like the Sullen Judgment situation. Oh, and there it is! Speaking of Sullen Judgment, speaking of the devil. But yeah, it's not like the Sullen Judgment situation I was talking about. It's probably will activate Max C right here, by the way. This is decent for going second. If we have Max C in here. Ah, this is a Sword Soul deck. Sword Soul can be a super powerful archetype, or a deck with quite a few Sword Soul cards in it can be quite powerful. I faced a couple of opponents off the stream that just kicked my ass with the deck. And I have one of those. I have a Sword Soul card in this deck, Chenging, because it's really good for a lot of decks. I should be aiming for that archetype at some point. Goes also with some other like archetypes like the Tenny cards, Worm cards. I got Ash Blossom now. Might be good to use it as soon as possible. I keep drawing cards thanks to Max C. Sword Soul can just negate a lot of things though. So even if I have a lot of cards, there may not be a lot I can do. Ah, there it is! Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Chenging. Well, there it is. Pick off the devil. Unfortunately, Sullen Judgment and Royal Decree are not nice for going second. Going first, though, they might have been better. So I should avoid banishing cards if possible. And I don't know what spell or trap they have set there. There may be other effects that I can even activate from the graveyard. Okay, Max C is right there. Max C, city. But I forgot I have Ash Blossom, so let's negate that. If that goes through. Yeah, you know, things you see in Master Duel a lot. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, Max C. They are classics in this game. They are staples in this game. Sometimes has been called the Master Duel tax. You gotta pay the Master Duel tax on your deck. Infinite Impermanence, okay. I should avoid using anything on this column as well. I can still summon something though. With Koaki Meiru Guardian. And I can still get Adamancipator Risen Fragite. Not sure if this is the best way to go about it, but I gotta try it like this. I mean, if I'm able to return Chenging to the extra deck, there may not be much they can do after that, because they don't have anything on their hand either, so we'll have to see. Yeah, I'm gonna save that Monster Reborn. Unless I can use it for one of their cards, but I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Let's return it to their extra deck. And they surrendered. I'm pretty sure that's an actual surrender because they saw that it was a losing effort now. Now, what I said is still true though. This duel didn't show that, but the Sword Soul archetype can be so powerful. So powerful, and I still want to make a deck based on that. I'm very curious to see what cards I have for Sword Soul. Let me take a look at that. And let it show banned cards as well, because I want to see just about availability. Yeah, for example, this one is banned because it's light type. The Iris Sword Soul. Sorry about that noise. There's actually not that many. But then I would have to pair it with another archetype. Probably this one. Yeah. I do have a few, but it depends on how many I'm pairing them with, honestly. I would have to take a look at that. Some deck recipes. But I've seen some incredible decks out there, like oh my god, they just changed so many things, they did so many things, they negated so many things, and they were guaranteed to have the cards they needed no matter what they drew. It's one of those decks. No matter what cards they draw, there's like a less than 1% chance that they're gonna have a hand that doesn't let them do much. That's ideally what you want to do. Like, you want to avoid getting bad hands. And that's how many duels are nowadays. That's like the meta of Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah. This Grandmaster is banned because it's light type. But as you can see, there's still viability in some of them. Sword Soul Sinister Sovereign, because it's fire type. Chenging is water type. which I have on my deck. Sword Soul Strategist, Longyuan. Probably mispronouncing the names, these are Chinese names. And I don't know Chinese. Like, I didn't even attempt to read this name here because I don't think I can do it. But yeah. Might not take that much to get the cards then, if I get them from like a secret pack. But then it's not only the Sword Soul packs that I would use, I think. Let's try going first. Can we at least make it an even 5-5 before we finish today? Let's see. Or will it be a 4-6? Or perhaps no contest. Something that I don't count on the record. Like, if I get disconnected and it wasn't looking like I was gonna lose anyway, I don't count it. And it's the other way around too. If they get disconnected and it didn't look like I was gonna win anyway, then I don't count it one way or another. Because if a connection fails, it's not fair on whoever that happened to. Connection fails or whatever that's similar, right? Ultimately, it's left up to my own discretion. I do hope I don't make a mistake about this, but there's a lot of room for error. It's all casual anyway. Here comes Max C! Another duel that starts with Max C. And I rarely ever get Max C in the first turn, even though I have 3 of them on my deck. But on the other duel, we did get it though. So I'm not fully complaining. And it did help me to draw quite a few cards. You know what? I'm just gonna summon as much as I can. I got the Drag-Eyed Crystal though, that's gonna be helpful. Super helpful. They draw 1 card, I also draw 1 card, at least in this one instance. Unless they negate that, I don't know. Okay. Let's try the effective analyzer. Alright, you wanna draw your cards? Draw your bloody cards. Fine. Let's get Doki Doki out here. Kokoro wa Doki Doki. Because I do get sweaty on these duels, so my heart really gets pumping like that. That's what Doki Doki means, basically. Yeah, let's get Drag-Eyed out here already. Honestly, I could finish it right there and not do any more summons. So they don't draw that many cards, but I'm not sure what would be the best idea. If I can get Baron the Fleur out here, that would be helpful too. Or the Koakimeru Guardian to negate a monster effect. But... oh, whoops. There we go. But you know what? I'm going to do something that's probably not a good idea. I'm gonna get Riptide and then see if I can do more summoning from there. I need to get lucky here. Oh yeah, I didn't think this through. No. I don't know what I'm doing. I messed up. No, I messed up. What the hell? Let's just activate the effect. This is probably not gonna do any good. If I get the Adamantipator Seeker... well, yeah, might as well keep it going, YOLO and all that. Keep summoning, keep summoning, keep summoning. I guess that's what we're gonna do. Actually, I can get Baron the Fleur summoned already like this, so I'll attempt it like this to be able to negate more effects potentially. They have like a dozen cards in their hand now. Another Koakimeru Guardian. That's all the Koakimeru Guardians of my deck accounted for. Now let's see. We should summon. A Coral Dragon. No, wait, no, let's not do that. I think I need to Synchro Climb to make it to Baron the Fleur. I get another Drag-Eyed, which has its problems because then I have both of my Drag-Eyes already summoned, so I don't have any more I can summon from the extra deck in case they both get removed from the field. But now we Synchro Climb to the Baron the Fleur. Maybe Changing would be a good idea too, but let's attempt it with Baron the Fleur. I could activate an effect to return one of those Drag-Eyes to my extra deck. Alright. They drew a lot of cards, so This could go either way. I think it's not in my favor though. I can't negate that many things anyway. That's the part that kind of cripples me. What makes this deck not that meta. Not that powerful at the top of the meta and all that. It depends on what they have available. Spellbook of Judgment. Ooh, do they have spellbook cards? Would be fun to see that. I usually see spellbook cards paired together with a Dark Magician deck, but that's impossible. Oh, spellbook of secrets. Nice. Okay. That's impossible because Dark Magician is not gonna happen in this festival. Not because it's Dark type. Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. I know this card. I know what it does. The latest spellbook spell card from the deck to the hand. No cards on the extra deck. I just noticed. This might be a Monarch deck paired with spellbook. I've seen a few spellbook cards, but only paired with like Dark Magician. I don't actually know the whole archetype. For example, Spellbook of Fate right there. I don't know it. Alright, I'm going to negate that effect with the effect of Dragite, or attempt to do that. And then with Baron de Fleur, I might be able to negate another thing. But let's see what happens. So that they don't change anybody to face down defense. That's what they were about to do. Oh, they have Runic? Ah, that sucks. That's boring. Well, now I have to use the effect of Baron. That's baiting it out so that I use it, but I have no choice. Oh, I hope it's not a Runic deck. That would suck. That would be very boring. But at least he has other cards that I don't see in usual Runic decks. And that's personally speaking, by the way. I find it personally boring because I've encountered a lot of them. If you haven't seen much of it though, I hope it is entertaining for you to watch. Unless I'm covering this with my schedule. Yeah, it's Saturday though. We can talk about it even if it's not on the screen though. Yeah, this is a Runic deck. It sucks. That sucks. Sumaranai. It was going so well and then it turns out to be just the old favorites, so to speak. But yeah, actually, yeah, let's display the schedule here. I'm not getting prompted for anything in the game, so I don't need to keep track of it that much. So Saturday, there's actually two things going on for me, but not all of that is going to be streamed on my side. So first is the Realm Royale collab with Lurin Darstorm, my good friend Lurin, at 12 Eastern Time, 12 PM. We will both be streaming it. Realm Royale Reforged, which I need to launch again actually, because I reinstalled it recently. Let me make a note actually, so that I can remember what to do with it. I'm not gonna have time tomorrow, I think, because I'm gonna be very focused on the streams I do, and then other off-stream work. But they're destroying my Baron de Fleur, by the way. But what was I gonna say? You know what, I really feel like surrendering here, because the thing that sucks about Runic, well, besides seeing it a lot, is that the duels can drag on a lot of time. The objective of Runic is to destroy your deck by just banishing the hell out of it, so that eventually you draw nothing. It's really nice to see it paired up with something different at least. And that can really drag on, and drag on, and drag on, and drag on, drag on. Had I known that this would happen, I would have gone for Chenging. But I didn't know what they would go for. Anyway, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, later on Saturday at around, I believe, 9 PM Eastern Time, we have a Crab Game collab hosted by Rogue Red, my fellow AI Constellations genmate. Bunch of other VTubers are gonna be there that are not related to AIC though. Actually, I don't know how many there are. Let me check right now. I'm not gonna show it on the screen here, just checking. Where do we check? A few of them, I think I can get a good idea of who they are. Okay. Let's see. Besides me and Rogue, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. 8, 9. We're like at least 9 people. I think 10. We might be a dozen people, or at least very close to that number right there. Ooh, oh my gosh, yeah. 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 We're gonna have a really nice amount of people for a crap game collab. The thing about crap game is that you want to have as many people as possible for it, you know? You can have a collab with not that many people either, and of course there's a limit. In the sense that you don't want it to get extremely chaotic either, like have an extremely high amount of people. But it's so funny to be talking over the duel like this. Like you just hear all the sound effects, all the different things happening in the duel. But nah, the opponent is playing Runic. I don't even wanna give them the dignity of being shown on the stream. Honestly, as long as they're having fun, all the power to them. What would really suck is to be using the meta decks and not having fun using them. You're winning, okay, you're doing this for the sake of winning, but you're not having fun while you're doing that. And I'm gonna try to do some things on my turn, and then if it doesn't work out, I'm just gonna surrender and leave, because otherwise it's gonna take forever. That's the thing about Runic duels. So that's gonna be Saturday, like a double stream situation, kind of, similar to Friday. The Realm Royale collab, I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, but probably about the same 3-hour length or so. And Luring can just keep going on and on, but obviously I'm not gonna do it all day. Because I have the crap game collab later, and of course I wanna have a little bit of time in between streams. That would be the ideal. Alright, let's surrender, I'm not gonna bother with this. Let's finish it out by doing some missions here. And give me a second here. That's a 4-6 record. Not in our favor, but it doesn't matter. For the most part, we had fun. Runic shenanigans aside. But look at that, 14 missions done. And there's still so many left. So many left. Like 20 more duels to go on the festival. Many more normal summons, spell and trap activations. Look at that. I love the sound effects it makes. 360 gems. Splendid. Wonderful. Marvelous. Fantastic. Spectacular. All the positive praise words you can think of. That's beautiful. I started the stream with like, how many gems was it? 700? Maybe 500 or so? Over 500, and now I have over 2200. That is gorgeous. We're not gonna do gacha today though. I'm almost tempted to do some gacha, but I should do it until I have gotten like all the gems that I can get from this event. Maybe we can do it on stream number 500, because we're also gonna open the legacy packs and all that. But yeah, going back talking about the events, that's gonna be the end of Master Duel right there. Before we wrap up the stream, let's talk about what we're gonna have here. So that was Saturday, and then on Sunday back to some good old Japanese learning at 6 PM Eastern time, which is the same starting time for this stream. Most streams starting up at this time, but there's a lot of variance, sometimes with my work schedule outside of this, and other things like collabs and stuff like that. Ace did mention earlier a potential collab we may have next week, which would be at an extremely different time than these. Would be super early for me, but I might be able to make it. I just need to take a look at some things and see how playable Valorant is for me. Like I looked it up actually before the stream. And it turns out I need to create a Riot account, because I've never played a Riot game. I think League of Legends is also theirs, so I've never played League of Legends either, so that's one way we're gonna get to eventually. Minecraft, as I said. We gotta make a big deal out of playing that for the first time. Hey, if you make an AI Constellation server, gotta go for that. Yeah, I have no idea how many things in Minecraft work, like, in some other people's streams, they were talking about like Java, Bedrock. I have no idea what those things mean. But apparently it's like different types of Minecraft or something like that. Different types of like the game mode, but I honestly don't know. I will come to know that though. I will say though, playing Terraria has given me a good idea of what it's like, because I think they have like a ton of similarities with each other. But yeah, let's see who we can raid now and drop an invasion from another dimension. Glad that you're still here, Ace. Thank you for lurking around and still being here. Ore no taisetsu no nakama. Let's see. Of course, if I ever catch any of you, AI Constellations members live, of course I'm gonna raid the hell out of you. But I think nobody else from AIC is live right now, so let's see who else is live. That... Of course, mwah. There you go. Who can we raid out of these? Somebody's here, let's see. I think they might be starting up the stream. Oh yes, excellent. You know how I just talked about Minecraft? Well, Daishima VT, another tea maniac. He does like a weekly tea sessions, though he does those on YouTube rather than Twitch, but yeah, like he does weekly tea sessions, so let's raid Daishima, who is right now. Feel free to copy and paste either version of the raid message if you want to participate in the chat there. He's in Minecraft right now. Minecraft Skyblock, that might be a different kind of Minecraft, I don't know. Not yet, at least. Drop the invasion from another dimension to Daishima. And I hope you have a good time with Daishima there. For those of you who are also Team Maniacs, do drop the love and all that as we finish here. Thank you so much, Maniacs, for coming. For all the AIC members that came. This was the first, and well, to everybody else, the first stream as an AI Constellations member. Things are just gonna get more and more exciting from here on. I'll see you on the next stream, Maniacs. Otsukai-sama. Thank you as well, Ace. Much love.